December ends, she ranks pretty well. She was super proud. Hell, I was proud of her because I was like, holy shit, earn that bread. But then, like, midway through December, she's like, hey guys, I'm taking a semi-permanent hiatus because of body exhaustion and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Okay,
and so in like me and a couple of other mutuals, we all know this person. We're like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. So I actually had to go to the doctor, like I think during the final week of December, because my body was so exhausted, and her body was no longer creating enough of the fluids required to have sex and like safe sex in a way. And she was supplementing it with so much like lubes and stuff. It was causing irritation. She was causing tears. She was causing all these problems for herself.
You don't get workers' comp, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm just like, babe, there's a thing called a sick day. We don't get those. You have to give them yourself. And she's just like, I thought I'd be fine.
Welcome into this episode of the Depths Podcast. I'm your host, Atramentum _X, variety streamer and lewdtuber. Welcome to episode 50 of the Depths Podcast.
50! Let's go!
woo!
With me, as always, is my co-host, Lady Mystique. Say hi, Mystique.
Hi, everyone! 50 fucking episodes. Let's go.
Tell the chat a bit about yourself, Mystique.
Hi, I'm Lady Mystique, variety streamer and lewdtuber. I focus mainly on pre-recorded content on Fansly that is focused on female domination and all sorts of sexy fun stuff that goes along with it. I do sometimes stream on Twitch, not as much as I'd like, but it's so great to be here, and I am the co-host of The Depths.
Thank you very much, Mystique. Mystique has been here for the majority of the episodes for The Depths, including the very first one. Which was, I know this one, it's recognizing toxic relationships, possibly.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, we looked at like the top guest appearances, and it was like, oh, you were on 12 episodes or 11 episodes. I was like, wow, really? He was like, yeah, that's before you became a host.
Right. It was a concept that launched with just like my close friends until like I started getting comfortable to invite other folks. But I've assembled a panel here of our regulars, and I feel comfortable using that term because they are, in fact, my regulars. They've made at least 5 appearances on the show, even 6. So I've brought back to the podcast Suzy Q, Podgekinn, and Raina the Mouse, and they'll do some intros in just a second. But yeah, these are luminaries of the lewdtubing world, just fantastic people. Like, great content creators, very well versed, very well spoken, and just absolutely like role models for all of us. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Great people.
And great people, absolutely. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Starting
I'm
with
gonna cry
Suzy.
already. What the heck? Hi, my name is Suzy. Right now I'm on a streaming hiatus, so you won't see me live anywhere except for here right now. But I do post pretty much daily content over on my Fansly, and I would like to announce that I just hit 10.9 million views on Pornhub. So I'm going to
Holy shit!
Congratulations! Thank
Congrats.
you. So I'm gonna be posting weekly free there as well. So
Wow.
that's my thing.
That's incredible,
Stellar.
Suzy.
That's
Holy shit.
huge.
Thank you. That's it for me. That's all I got.
Podge,
That's all.
Atra's focusing on pinning posts. Podge,
No.
tell us a
Fair,
bit
fair.
about yourself.
Hi, I'm Podge.
It's like, I'm the
goblin.
assistant. I'm stepping in.
Yeah. We appreciate you so much, Mystique. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Podge. I am a goblin VTuber, V-singer, ASM artist, and lewdtuber. I do weekly streams on Fansly, usually on Fridays, but we're switching to Saturday very soon. And I stream ASMR here on Twitch a few nights a week, as well as some art stuff. I'm a jack of all trades, master of one, and the one is Jork in it. So
I love that.
I thought you were going to say jack of all trades, master of one, and the one is Geddon.
And the one is getting, you know what? That's true.
You know what?
Do you want to take it again? We'll edit the other part out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a
Corpus
jack
asked
of
us to tell
all
us the
trades.
difference between these two statements.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of one, and the one is my husband, Geddon. We do a lot of content together, and people seem to really like it. So we're very happy for that.
Hell
And
yeah,
I
it's hot
voiced-
as fuck.
I voice a lot
yeah,
of
100%.
spicy video games as well.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Podge's first appearance on the podcast was episode 11, the polyamory episode.
Mm-hmm.
All the way back when. And Suzy's first appearance on the podcast was episode 22, the female pleasure episode. As well as, just going through the list, the business of sex work, episode 26, the risk of online censorship, episode 27, the parasocial line, episode 37, and the purity culture episode 44.
Those are the ones I was on.
That's
Yeah.
the ones that
Yeah.
you were on, yeah. As for Podge, Podge was on the IRL lewdtubing episode, genderqueer and non-binary, that's the 28-29, the girl cock phenomenon, episode 31, which to date is our highest ranking episode on all platforms, by
Yeah.
the way.
I love
It's
it.
girl
I love
cocks
that
and
it is.
furries.
That's so good.
And episode
so
42,
funny.
the art of taking good lewds.
That's so funny because my community just funded a PP for my model. So
Amazing.
so-
Ah,
funny.
amazing.
No, that
great.
episode is
Girl cop-
the most
cock
popular
missing.
episode by a factor of 3.
Oh my god.
Hot damn.
amazing.
People are searching for food content. Like, what? I don't know what to say.
They like it. They do. They like the goblin
Yeah.
It
cock.
proves the phenomenon is real.
Yep.
And last but absolutely not least in the slightest is Raina the Mouse.
Hello. I am Raina. I am a variety content creator of both IRL and mousy spicy variety on both this okay-ish purple site and the even better blue one. I do a mix of a bunch of different content. I have been taking a little break from some of my stuff just to kind of take care of both myself and my household and things like that because, oh my goodness, things just get away from you after a while.
Oh, yeah.
But I am excited to announce that I am actually going to be setting up my new recording booth in my place, so I'll be able to put in more legwork towards my hopeful future VA work. I've done a
That's
few
awesome.
little incidental pieces. I've done a couple little odds and ends. I've done some very fun oral moments and all that good stuff. But I'm very excited to kind of venture even further into that side of the stuff that I do.
Delos probably stole it from me. Yes, Mousehold.
Mousehold.
Yes. Look, I had to make sure my mouse hole didn't turn into a mess hold, all right?
Like Podge, Raina, the first appearance on the podcast was episode 11, the polyamory episode, followed by episode 14, sex worker stigma, episode 22, which was Suzy, female pleasure, episode 30, the furry episode 34, the unsay-so episode, the line between say-so and unsay-so, and last but not least, the sex worker pivot, episode 48. If I'm not mistaken, I
God,
think
it's almost like you
Raina,
like me or something.
you actually hold
I know,
the
right?
record for most appearances on the podcast. That's 6.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How the heck do you guys put up with me for that much?
We just really
You're
like
lovely.
you.
Love you.
I do your faces.
Raina, you're the only person I've done IRL content with. You're lovely.
Exactly.
Honestly,
lovely and
that
we
was so
trust
much
you.
fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Honestly, that was such a fun time. For those that don't know, Podge and I got together for a cheeky little photo shoot when we both went to TwitchCon last year.
And pissed on
Because
Cheeky.
we have the matching moe flavor
Yeah.
outfits.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Moe flavor.
Me too.
Yeah, I may or may not have indulged in the recent sale.
I can't,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
wait to
the-
be thin enough to fit into it. Holy shit.
Has anyone checked on Moe Flare? Are they affected by the tariffs or not?
No.
They actually specifically have something
because-
about it.
Yeah, they have a warehouse in the U.S. and they have a warehouse in China. So international orders are being dealt with through the China warehouse, and U.S. orders will continue to be dealt with through the America warehouse.
That is good to know.
Literally, the most
managed
recent
to,
sale thing that they did was the no tariffs sale, which was
Yeah.
honestly really funny and it was great.
Amazing. I managed to get my own whole order in using Suzy's code actually. Before
Hell
the tariffs
yes.
kicked in.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Good luck getting your Japanese onoholes now, though. Goddamn.
Yeah, no, I got the
Yeah.
tentacle onohole, the tentussy.
Oh,
The Tintusi.
Nice.
The tentussy.
That's a
It
good
looks
choice.
amazing.
It tracks.
Absolutely amazing.
Inky tentacles.
But yeah, so chat, I've prepared some questions for our audience. It's gonna be kind of a, there's no theme for this episode. It's just, you know, it's the 50th episode. We're just talking about like lewdtubing in general. We're talking about the industry, and how we kind of feel over like, it's been 2 years since the podcast started. So just how we feel about like lewdtubing over the last couple of years and where we see going in the future. So any questions that you have for this panel, feel free to get them in chat or use the marshmallow link that just pinned right above. I'm going to go to my list of prepared questions. A lot of them are pretty topical. So the first question I've got for the panel is this. April just wrapped up, actually, and if you are a Funzly creator, I'm going to use Funzly because apparently I don't know if you're allowed to say this word or not on the site. With the
It's so
advent...
all over the place. We're really
yeah,
not
it
sure.
really is. It really is.
I'm so sorry. I said it earlier. I didn't know.
No, you're
Since
fine.
it's an educational podcast, you can, but
Yeah. That's what I think too. I don't think there's like an AI that is like, oh, you said the naughty word, bam, your channel goes
Yeah.
offline.
I won't
I
use
think
it
their
from
thing
here
is like they're trying to
henceforth.
avoid it for people who are
Oh,
like
shit.
specifically like, hey, maybe you should go follow me here instead of being
The
on
very
TikTok,"
fir-
if it's used in that context. That's
We're
what
on the
I do.
very first hype train of the podcast, I think.
No, not
Let's
Yep.
go.
not yet, but
No, it's
Not
level
yet.
two.
It is a
Keep
hype
up that
train.
love.
I mean,
Hype
yeah, it is a
train.
hype train, but it's not the first hype train.
Oh.
No. Anyway,
Well, then
Oh,
what
I
we
was
need to do then
excited.
is obviously
It
make
is
it the next
exciting, yes, it is
milestone
still.
to see if we can hit a special level of said hype train. See if we can hit the highest number of the hype train so far on this podcast.
oh my goodness.
yeah.
Challenge
Yeah,
thrown
Atra
down.
puts so much work into
That
this
is
into
an
this
excellent-
podcast, and I turn up sometimes. So like he totally deserves it.
That is
If
an
you got your
excellent
Prime
segue.
subs, it's a new month. You can throw your Prime sub at Atra.
Throw those Prime subs down.
Yep, I
Yeah.
subscribed before we
There's some
went
bits,
live.
there's some
Even
subs.
That is
happy
an
29
excellent
months,
segue.
BB.
Oh, thank you very much for the sub.
Aw.
That is an excellent segue into the question. With the advent of the Fancy leaderboards back in December, I said the word, and last month in April,
God damn it!
We were
Decide-
trying to get through the last episode without saying pussy or cock, and it was so hard.
Oh,
you
that is
said,
that's
you said
that's
the
hard
words. You said the
mode.
words.
I
Damn it.
don't think it's a problem. People say pussy and cock all the time.
Okay, fair enough.
I say worse.
We won't get
here,
descriptive with it. We won't get descriptive with it.
Listen,
Come
I
on.
just watched a stream earlier where someone said strumming my vagina, so
I feel like we're fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hold me
Okay.
in your arms like that Spanish guitar, baby.
Just sweating right now. Okay. What was the question, Atra?
off to a strong start.
yeah.
With the advent of the Fancy leaderboards
I won't say anything.
back in December and last month in April, the site is arguably more popular than ever, with creators leaving OnlyFans, VTubers embracing loot content for the first time, and topping the charts. Is ranked competitive lewdtubing wholly a good thing for our industry, or do you have reservations?
I have a lot of feelings about it.
I have mixed feelings about it. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I do occasionally check into the Fansly advice subreddit, where you know creators get advice, they talk about stuff. But over the last while, ever since December, a lot of it's been whinging, which is really unfortunate because all of the actual like informative stuff kind of gets buried beneath For You page and leaderboard, and it's like, guys, it is what it is. But like, I understand why they do the leaderboard. It's an extremely good idea for the company itself because, you know, it makes them a lot of money. They might give out rewards, but they make more than they send. But I think healthy competition is one thing, but I feel having it just as a top creators and then it's literally every kind of creator on the platform rather than having it as like a, you know, top furry, top
Yeah.
VTuber, top etc., top ASM artist, top etc. and so forth. Like there's so many like fantastic VTuber and non-VTuber style award shows that go through just the community building it up. And so you'd hope that something like a platform like Funsley would take the time to make kind of like, hey, so you can submit yourself for specific leaderboards rather than just being like, yes, hello, I'm in the pinnacle one that's against like everybody.
Yeah. It's like I don't even really look at it because like there's no way I'm gonna measure up to like Cottontail and like Belle
It's
Delphine
hard.
or whoever else it is.
Yanni
'Cause
is top.
It's one thing to say like it's one thing to see like where you are stacked up against everybody, but it can be very mentally damaging.
Yeah.
Like I've had a lot of internal struggles. So I ended the leaderboard this month at like 840. But I'm a person who all of my streams are free to watch. You only pay for the VODs. Like I paywall like nude content and stuff, but I don't have the time to stream there multiple times a week. I only stream on Fansly once a week. I don't have the time to be posting content every day, and I don't want to. I feel like it's incentivizing creators to try and bleed their fans dry.
Yes.
It's hard because I
Yes.
don't want to have to rely on my community's money to feel good about myself, and it's really put me in that mental place where it's like I feel bad about myself because people aren't spending as much money on me as they are on other people. What am I doing
Yeah,
wrong?
it's like, what are they
And-
doing that I'm not? Like,
and it's
Yeah.
and it's been really hard trying to tell myself that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just doing things different. And no, I'm not going to be a millionaire from Fansly content. Maybe one day I will do crazy well, but I just it puts a lot of pressure on the creator
Yes.
to wring their community dry. And
yeah.
And
I
also
think that it-
just having numbers as well. People there are like certain types of people, and I think a lot of us fall into this, where we have to look at metrics to see how we're doing, what metrics we're hitting, what's popular. So we are conditioned to judge our performance by numbers, and you know, comparison is the thief of joy, and it just leads to what Podge was saying earlier.
And it's like, I need to make money. It is my livelihood, but I don't want to come off at any point as like ungrateful to my viewers or my community or like, but there's other ways and there's other, you know, reasons for success or lack thereof as well. Like it's such a complex pile of things. But at the end of the day, I can't put that on my community and I can't put that on myself. So it's hard. Like I should feel amazing that I am in the top 1,000 creators on Fansly. Like that's fucking nuts.
Fuck
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
that's a hell of a milestone just
Yeah.
in and of itself, just because of like how many people not only enter, but how many people who are like active, consistently posting, doing things like on the daily, and you still got into that amount. Like it's nothing to sneeze at. But
Yeah.
even still, there's something about it that makes your brain go, that's bad number burr.
It's like, but I'm not good enough.
I'm not on the
but
big
that's
number.
but that's not true because I'm comfortable. I live okay. I did very well. Like doing my taxes, I was like, I made what last year? Like
Yeah.
No, same though.
Yeah.
like I owe so much in taxes. Jesus. But
God, yeah, no, that was
being a
a
small
whole other
business in
stress.
Canada,
Oh.
being a small business in Canada is a nightmare, folks. Don't do it. But
It's a
you know,
secret hell.
I've done well. I've provided for myself, and I have nothing to be ashamed of about that. So like, it's kind of reframing. Like, hey, you done good, kid. Like, you don't need to be number one to be doing well.
That's exactly where I was, because I ranked about like 2,500. But like, you know, at first I'm like, that's a bummer. Like I used to be so proud of myself being in the top 2%. But it used to be like, you know, $300, $400 a month could get you like in the top 2% of Fansly. Not
Yes,
anymore.
that's
That's the
changed
other
a lot.
thing.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
anymore.
changed
ever
a
since
lot.
Yeah.
ever since they did the December challenge, that was one of the first things I noticed was when I looked at my metrics. Because back before they did the challenges, we didn't need the leaderboard to kind of celebrate.
Yeah.
I noticed like myself and other creators, we would share like the fact that we were in the top whatever, like if we had the gold, the silver, or the bronze, and we were like super proud of just that alone. And now I earned more than I did in my highest earning month in 2024 during one of the months in 2025, which I was exceptionally proud of, but it was completely I was like way lower in the percentile, and I was a bronze when like last year that would have netted me a solid gold, no issues, no question. And I was like, that made me feel really weird. That made me feel really honestly kind of shit, because it was like it makes it feel like what previous efforts we put in suddenly don't count as much because of this leaderboard thing.
I knew a male creator who like did his best month ever and like asked me like, hey, is there something wrong with my metrics? I'm like, no, that's just what happened, man.
No,
like,
there's been such an influx, because I used to be in the top like 0.8% or something. Like at one point I think I was in the top 0.4%, and then after the Fansly leaderboard I had to fight this month to get in the top 2%.
Yeah,
I had to fight for that. Like,
oh yeah, I haven't risen above like I think 5.5, and I've actually been putting some work in.
Yeah,
but like,
we've
had though, like
it feels like such a change.
I did sit down and like thought about it, and I'm like, okay, Atramentum, you are like 2,500 out of how many people, out of how many sexy women that you're beating out with your guy body.
Well, you have to think about too, recently, how many people have moved to Fansly, like you said. Like, there's huge VTubers who are now doing Fansly content that weren't last year, and it was a lot of them at the same time. Like Buff Pup's there now, like
Bow's there,
and you know, there's like a lot of collabs and team ups. Like, so I helped Tiefling Melissa set hers up recently, and
I was just
in
about to
one
say that. She
night,
just started
in one
hers.
night, she got to rank 42 on the leaderboard in one stream. Yep, a single stream.
I believe that.
So, you know, these big creators are moving, and their fans are like, "Fuck yeah, we want to see the nudes." So we
want to see more than what gets you banned on Twitter.
Yeah, because they've been waiting. Like Mel was saying, she had someone who said, "I've been waiting 3 years for you to do this."
Yeah,
everyone
I think Suzy's been trying to say something as well for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like I think that like you can kind of compare like what we do like as porn stars, you know, basically. Like I would say an apt comparison is like gambling, you know. Gambling is also a vice. Porn is a vice. But vices, just like we drink alcohol, just like we smoke cigarettes, just like we do all these other things in our lives, whatever you might do, are ways to relieve stress. And that's like a healthy thing if you do it in moderation. But I think that especially with the leaderboards, it drives both the creators and the consumers to a frenzied point of like addictive,
where they're enabling that addiction.
Exactly. And I think that it's super irresponsible of Fansly to do that, because I totally understand that it's a money grab on their part, and I don't blame creators for also like keeping up with the Joneses in terms of like what Podge was just saying. She felt like she had to like keep up with everybody, you know, like it's a rat race. But the thing is that's not what we're here to do, you know. Like I don't think that any of us here are here to do that, and I think that Fansly pushing that agenda is very dangerous, especially for our communities and especially for us as creators, because all they're gonna do is just burn people through, you know. They're just gonna completely like they're treating their creators disposably, you know.
But like resources.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're like ATMs instead.
That's exactly it.
I was shocked to see it come back in April. I thought this would be a yearly thing.
I wasn't shocked because of how much money they made in December. They made so much money that they can't not do it now, you know. Like they're
my theory was actually when I saw how well it did in December, and I was really worried that that was what was going to happen, was that
It's
this was
gonna
going
be
to
the
become a
meta.
quarterly challenge.
Of course they will, because
That it's
Yeah.
they're
gonna
a
be,
corporation that
like,
wants to
they're
make
gonna try
money.
and do it like a seasonal thing.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and it's like the other thing that kind of ties into it is as much as it's like, oh yeah, no, it breeds healthy competition, blah blah blah. But the other thing is there's a ripple effect that happens. I saw it after the December stuff ended. And again, I entered the initial leaderboard challenge because I was like, oh, I'm just curious. It could be fun. And then I saw how many fucking people entered, and I'm like, oh my lordy
Oh,
Lou.
God.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, I'm not even aiming to be anywhere in like anywhere close to the triple digits in this one. This is a fucking dog's race right now, and I'm a simple mouse. But I remember like going through it and being like, okay, this could be something kind of positive. This could be kind of nice. This could be fun. And then a lot of creators, shortly after the leaderboard challenge ended in December, were posting and going like, hey, has anyone else noticed like a severe drop in like their general like income and like the general like, you know,
It's
support
because
and
it
stuff like that? And it's like,
condenses it.
yeah, it's everybody that wanted to, that could support, essentially like shored up their funds to make the leaderboard thing happen, because a lot of people also made it challenges like, hey, if you can get me to this rank on the leaderboard, then I'll do special
get
thing, I'll
this,
do this
yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's you know, reap a reward.
I'll do that thing you
but
like.
then exactly, and then you get the following months where afterwards they're like, okay, now I have to pay my bills and everything that I didn't do to help support this creator during this other thing. And it's doubly icky and hard to deal with when you have
Dangerous.
creators who do leaderboards and they're also doing their own like subathon or donathon or something like that in concurrency with like Twitch and things like that, where
Yeah.
this person is essentially
It's
you
like
said it
double
really well,
double dipping almost.
yeah, and Suzy, you worded it really well. It's a bleed you dry mentality, and it's very disconcerting because it feels like it turns a community that we all worked hard to build. Because I know all of
Yes.
us have worked incredibly hard to build a community that is supportive and considerate and lovely to, like, you know, essentially pay pigs, and that's awful.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like not everybody has that like relationship with their community. I think that it's fine for people who do. And I think that that's totally valid when it's done in the right way. But like making everybody behave in that kind of that same kind of cookie cutter, like, I don't know
That
how I want to
mentality.
word it.
Yeah.
That cookie cutter mentality. Like what, like for me, it made me disengage with my fans, like, to be honest with you. Like I'm taking a hiatus because like
And that's so fair.
it's just
Yeah,
like
no, entirely valid.
I just like didn't feel good about making that much money for a company like that. Like,
Well,
like,
it also encourages people to just copycat what works. Like the
Yeah.
latest meta, I think people are probably aware of, at least if you're on Twitter, is the "I only follow bottoms"
Yep.
thing. And then
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
immediately, like, you know, because big creators were posting about it, and immediately there were like 21 other accounts that are, I only follow, I don't know, the breedable, I only
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
like, it's there are so many people who will just chase the trend and accept the diminishing returns in order to get like a bigger slice of the pie than if they just actually did their
Exactly.
own thing, which could grow to become like a big thing for them, but it doesn't encourage the establishment of a foundation. If you're always chasing a trend, you are never establishing your own body of work.
or just a number, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that reduces what we do down to a number on a scoreboard, which I
Yes.
don't love. You know?
I
Like,
agree.
I just think that we do what we do is bigger than that, you know? And so yeah,
And
that was my
I
point.
think something to be said for even just actually honestly all of us sitting here is like we have very consistent bodies of work. I think
Yes.
like all of our content is consistent, and no, it may not be like 1 month we do a crazy amount because we're chasing a trend or trying to bleed our communities dry, but
Yeah.
we have built that foundation of consistency. People know what they can expect from us. We know what we can expect from ourselves, so we've developed, you know, like a healthy pattern of content creation for ourselves. Like I'm chronically ill. I can't grind like that. I can
Yeah.
grind, but not like that. Like
Yeah.
so I can't force myself to do more than one Fansly stream a week, or I'll have UTIs for the rest of my damn life. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a health thing.
No,
God,
that's the
such a
other
mood,
thing
though.
too. Is it's like it is so unhealthy for these people to be doing like 5 streams a night. Like
Like,
All day long,
like
yeah.
like for like 8 hours every day.
Yeah,
That's
you should not have a
insane.
dildo inside you for 5 hours a day,
No,
5
it's
times
not
a week.
healthy for you, babe. Like, please, it's not worth it. You're gonna like hurt yourself in the long term, you know? And it's like
I actually remember there was someone I followed a while back. Lovely creator, super ambitious, to her own detriment.
oh,
When the
no.
December leaderboard stuff was happening, like she was going live like every single day. She was doing some variant of stuff on top of taking photos, on top of other stuff that she was doing. And like she was still also trying to like keep up like her other socials and things like that active. And then like December ends, she ranks pretty well. She was super proud. Hell, I was proud of her because I was like, holy shit, earn that bread. But then, like, midway through December, she's like, hey guys, I'm taking a semi-permanent hiatus because of body exhaustion and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Fucking felt.
and so in like me and a couple of other mutuals, we all know this person. We're like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. So I actually had to go to the doctor, like I think during the final week of December, because my body was so exhausted and her body was no longer creating enough of the fluids required to
my
have
God.
like
Oh,
sex
no.
and like safe sex in a way.
Wow.
And she was supplementing it with so
Oh
much like
my
lubes and stuff. It was causing
God.
irritation. She was causing tears. She was
Oh,
causing
your
all these problems
pH
for
balance.
herself.
You don't get workers' comp, babe.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, babe, there's a thing called a sick day. We don't get those. You have to give them yourself. And she's just
Yeah.
like, I thought I'd be fine. And the things, at least she has a very good, relationship with her doctor.
Yeah.
Because they knew that she did what we do for work. And
Yeah.
she was like, yeah, so I've been doing this. And they were like, well, how often are you doing this? And she's like, oh, I've been doing it for like 6 to 7 hours every day for like 3 weeks. And they're like, yeah, you're getting admitted because you need like fluids and you need to be monitored for a little while. They were
Yeah. Like,
really,
you can get
and all of us
so
were like,
good.
Jesus, lady, you gotta take a break.
That's
And
wild.
That's one of the
like
scary things
Fansly's
about
not
things
gonna
like
pay
this.
those bills, you know? Like
No.
that's the thing. Yeah, I just
If
hate
you've been
to see
injured at
that
work and
so
it wasn't your
much.
fault, you're shit out of luck, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I just hate to see it. It's just horrible. Like I just wish that
Yeah, no, it's
I wish
rough.
that they wouldn't push it to this frantic pace, you know? Like I wish that people would just
Yeah.
like kind of like get together and be like, okay, like all of us posting once a day is good. We're good. Yes, like
Yeah.
twice a week for streams. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Like there's enough like coomers out there to go around. Like they're not
it's-
going anywhere.
I mean, it's weird to say, even Twitch has like a consistency cap when it comes to like streaming for too long, for like a long period of time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did know
Yeah.
somebody else who like essentially they never went offline.
Mm.
It's like the only time that they went offline was because like for a brief like blip of time the servers went down and that was it.
Yeah. Well, and now Twitch does like if you've been live for 48 hours, it automatically turns off your stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
go to
exactly.
the
I'm
fucking
like,
Oh.
grass.
So is that for
Yeah,
like
they're
people who
go
do those
outside.
like those subathons where they're just live all
Yeah,
the time for weeks
marathons.
and weeks
yeah,
and
the
weeks?
endless stuff, like the marathons and stuff. Yeah.
And it's to encourage people not to stream for like, because like if you stream for like 3 days straight, drinking energy drinks and not taking care of yourself, like you can actually like make yourself
Die.
very ill.
Die,
You
get
can
a
just
heart
die.
attack,
You
die.
can just die. You can
Yeah.
just fucking die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can do yourself a terrible mischief.
So like we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves and to not give our communities unrealistic expectations of ourselves either.
Yes.
Like I would love to do all day, but that's not feasible, okay? I'm old. My back hurts. My bones hurt, and
Yeah.
I don't want another UTI. Thank you.
And I think Podge, you and I actually have the same condition. We've both got chronic fatigue syndrome.
yes.
Mm.
I also have like a whole bunch of other underlying issues. And
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And my resistance to infection a lot lower.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get
Mm.
UTIs a lot.
Oh, babe. Those
I-
are
I
same,
think
though.
about
That's-
getting a UTI and I get a UTI.
Mine's hereditary. I love it for us. It's so good.
Mhm.
I just
Like,
get
think-
tired.
And that's valid as well.
So I've been doing Fansly now for 3 years. This is my 3rd year, and it's just like I got to a point where I was like, I've been doing this for 3 years without a fucking vacation. Like I haven't taken one
Yeah.
vacation in 3 years, like at all. I
Yeah.
haven't taken one vacation, not even one. I took maybe
Mhm.
like a couple days off, you know, but like
Mm.
I have not taken any time for myself, and that's dangerous, you know.
Mhm.
Like you need to I feel like there needs to be a better method for self-care. Like, to get back to the main point of the question, like, is ranked competitive lewdtubing good? I don't think so. I think
No.
it's bad. I think it's
Mm.
bad for us, and I think it's bad for the creators, even though it makes Fansly a lot more money to make it a competitive sport. Like,
Mhm.
I think
It
that
is
it's not
nice
good
that you
for-
can opt in at least.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
of course.
Yeah, that
of
it's not like a
course.
mandatory opt-in kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the big
I wouldn't
disclaimer that
mind-
we have here. Like, this is a completely optional competition that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
I
like
wouldn't
I
mind
only
if, like-
I only found out like where my place was because Atra and I were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I wonder where I am,
Mhm.
and it was like 3,320 or something. I was like, yeah, that's about right.
Which, again, is pretty good when you think about all the people who create fans.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, no, there's like a lot of people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's like a ton of people.
Yeah.
We're all relatively doing very good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm And I don't think it would be as much of an issue. Like I think the concept could work if they actually put in the effort to put in a little bit more legwork rather than it's like, you know, oh, we're just going to
Course,
essentially
yeah.
tell you to make as much money as physically possible in the
Yeah.
span of a month and good luck. Like if it
Like a
was
shorter
more
amount
like-
of time, or like
Shorter amount of
around
time,
specific
or, like-
events.
Or you know what? One of the things that's great is like fan engagement. Why not make it a fan submission thing? Why not be like, hey, you got submitted, like these people
Yeah, like a
nominated you
voting.
because
Yeah.
yeah, because here's the thing. Like I actually, even if I don't rank particularly well or like I don't get many votes during things like a VTuber awards kind of thing, for example. Even if I don't win, I still feel honored that enough people considered me that I was even nominated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is a lot less harmful because you also don't see the numbers. You don't see the number
Yeah.
of people versus you where like, you know, like on in the fucking wildest of concepts where it was like me versus Bao versus Melissa versus someone else. I'd be like, I don't care how many votes I got. The fact
Yeah,
is
you
people
were
voted for me
there.
and that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like it's that feeling of satisfaction of people recognize the work that I put in. Whereas with the way that Fansly's currently doing it now, it's I'm being partially recognized for how much money I can earn them on top of things and how much that is not enough for them considering how absolutely insane these last couple of like leaderboard things are going. And now that there's even more people joining, like I think like I saw like 15 to 20 more big name VTubers join in on this year's competition. And I'm like, fuck, I can't even imagine what that's going to do to our earnings metrics and what that's going to do to like our ratio in the grand scheme of things. Like, am I even going to be able to hit bronze at my highest earning month again? Like, is it like, is that even going to be possible
No, we
considering what's
won't.
going on?
No.
Yeah, right?
no.
It's like-
because the
it
rich
sucks.
will
I
inevitably
was like
gain more
genuinely
fans.
shocked. I was shocked I hit silver in April, honest to God. Shocked.
Same. And I think the only reason I even did was because I had my model push. I
Yeah.
had my
Yeah.
model push. Like I didn't know that they were going to do an April leaderboard thing, and so I planned my final model push to help raise funds for my re-debut. I planned it for the very end of March, the first week of April. And that is probably the only reason I even landed silver was because I did something that was an event, which meant people were already amped to get stuff.
You know what? That's a good point, actually. Like, it's one thing. So, like, obviously, when I first opted into the board and like I was up there in like the early hundreds, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing so well, and then I watched myself sink lower and lower. Obviously, that was a
I
As
feel
more
that
and more
so
people realize it's
hard.
open.
yeah,
So relatable.
it was a blow. And I started like scheduling
Okay.
collabs and like doing sets and like really pushing myself to like make that number stay up. But at the same time, I also had a goal for myself that was like,
Yeah.
all right, I want to make a certain amount of money for my NSFW model. And I made that goal. And at the end of the month, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this leaderboard.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I made that
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. You still
And-
made your goal.
My people love me. And I have made a nice piece of change from this thing. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. And I beat out so many incredible, sexy men and women to like be where I'm at. And I gotta be
Fuck those
Yeah.
grateful for
people.
what I have, basically.
And it's like I love that you could come out with that mentality, because I feel like a lot of people could develop like almost like a resentment toward their community for not supporting them as much
Yeah.
as
I've
they
seen that so much.
Yeah, yeah, no,
I've seen
I
posts and
absolutely.
It's wild.
like
Dude.
how dare
People
you
who
guys
treat
not
them-
get me this far, blah blah blah.
It's insane.
I-
It's insane.
I-
It's
I
treating
would-
people as resources rather
Yeah,
than
and
as
they're not.
people.
No, I will
Yeah.
absolutely
I think
admit
it's
to
that
like being
mentality.
there like late at night sometimes, like maybe after like a drink or two, being like, oh well, I haven't seen so and so in a while, or like I've seen so and so in that stream and not this stream, and that's the fucking thief of joy. Like that doesn't make you feel good.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a better
Like,
person.
100%.
And I tell my community all the time when I stream on Fansly, like, it is my favorite place to stream because it is the place where I feel like I get to be, like, most connected and honest with them.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to get in a mindset where it's like, okay, but you guys have to spend money on me, because they don't.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Yes.
Is that they don't. They can be there and have a good time with me, and they cannot spend a single dime if they don't want
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
And I'm having fun, and they're having fun.
Because
You know
I
what
gotta
I really
remind
don't
myself,
like
yeah.
building on your point, Podge, is people who are like, well, if you're not spending money on me, why are you watching me?
What?
I'm gonna gatekeep.
Who
like,
said that?
I'm gonna.
that's
There's several people
definitely
who
a
are
thing.
like,
I unfortunately know people that have been like that.
Yeah.
and like, oh, I'm gonna gatekeep like the cooming part of my stream, so I'm gonna withhold that and only let that be for my subscribers.
Can I just
or-
say that is valid though? Like if you
What?
want to
Yeah.
do
Oh yeah,
that,
like
that
here's
is
the thing.
valid.
If you want to, yeah, it's fine if you want to paywall it, but there's a difference between I want to paywall my content and like lock my content behind subscription only versus you're wasting my time that's precious to me by not spending money on me.
And
That's
also,
what
like,
they're saying.
the
That's
way that
crazy.
this-
Yeah.
The way that this creator was doing it is, I mean, this is just a creator that I saw. This isn't everybody or even most people. Is that they would stream up to a point and then stop and be like, okay, well, only the people who give me money
Just
can
switch it to tipper
see
only
this.
then at that point.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is there's
Yeah.
functions for that.
So
and
it's like a way to berate and browbeat the people who are
That-
there, even if
that's
they
not-
can't,
Yeah.
like, even if they can't, like, pay, they're still supporting you by giving you views and all that stuff.
that, like,
Sorry, Suzy.
No,
I still have
I'm
been
just
recommended because people
like
just hang
vehemently
out.
agreeing with you. Sorry, I'm just like upset by what I'm hearing. I feel like I haven't done enough to like educate. You know, like I don't know if there's any people that have been viewers in my chat in the chat, but like I always say to my people, take care of yourself first, and then spoiling me comes second. It has been something that I have said from day one, because the thing is that these people, we develop a like community together, we develop a trust together, and you cannot abuse that relationship that you build with your community. That is gross. Like
Yeah.
you like if you are that person, please take a look at what you are doing and how much you are hurting somebody else. Like understand that you are directly negatively impacting somebody else. Like your content cannot do that. Like
And there-
if you are that's crazy.
Like, and there's so many factors why a person may or may not be able to spend money on Fansly. Like, it's
Yes.
literally like gate kept in some states and countries. Like, you can't pay for Fansly in those countries. Like, and it's not their fault. But like, so for example, I'm gonna be doing my very first actual subs only paywalled stream at the end of the month, and there's two reasons I'm doing it that way.
That's totally fine.
One is I think I just lost tracking. My My phone.
One
we love
immediately
that.
shuts mouth. Like,
I had
boom.
that happen to me earlier.
Like I'm
I'm
communicating
here.
telepathically now.
Yeah.
You look so cute.
yeah.
You froze on the cutest
Speaking of
spot.
gatekeeping.
Yeah, my iPhone is gatekeeping me. Yeah, one is that it is a fundraising stream. So it's like you're buying a ticket to a very special event.
Like,
Yes, yeah.
The other one
That makes
is
sense.
it's a 12-hour stream. I might fall asleep during it, and
Woof.
it's for my own safety that
Yeah.
like random people can't just pop in. They
Yes.
have to be at least willing to subscribe to
Of
be able
course.
to,
But you're
like,
not browbeating
there?
people to like buy a ticket
Yeah.
to this,
Right.
you know?
No.
Like you're not being like, if you don't buy a ticket to this, you're not supporting me.
No.
You know, like that's the difference.
There's other ways to do it, but it
Yes,
you know it's
yeah.
in part safety and in part the fact that it is a fundraiser. So like
Yeah.
I was like, hey, because I'm gonna be on webcam for like 12 hours
Yeah,
doing
that's a
various
long
things, and
time.
I might fall asleep. And I'm like, I don't want random people saying stuff in my chat when I'm asleep. I'd rather
Oh,
be
yeah,
people who are
valid.
Like
subscribed.
up to like a full-on RP novel or something like
Oh,
like some
I-
person who just appeared
listen.
for the first time.
I feel so bad for my mods who are gonna have to be in this stream watching my chat.
Your mods are the heroes.
They're gonna be
I
the
just
champions
wish
of that.
emails of people. Like,
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
think it's like you guys were saying, like, we need to be responsible walkers of that parasocial tightrope. And
Yes.
like
Exactly.
the thing about being a
Yes.
live creator is you create a connection with your audience. Like if I talk to Kaito 3D or Pride EP,
Yeah.
I am speaking directly to them. I'm not just talking to like the world at large. And to withhold something that they are looking forward to seeing and using it to browbeat them, like, okay, well, like, I've been performing for the stream and you've been wanting to see me come, but like, we're all gonna go, everybody who has money, we're gonna go and I'm gonna do that for them. And like, if you're not paying, then sorry, you just don't get to like be part of this.
Saying
And
that
making
out
it
loud
an
is always
exclusionary
crazy.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
that's
upset
the
me.
thing is, inside thoughts. There are things like inside thoughts, and like here's because I'll be
Filter,
totally real
please.
with y'all. There are some streams where like I don't do as well as I normally do. Maybe it's just an off night. Maybe lots of other people
Yeah.
are live.
Absolutely,
Maybe it's the end of the
absolutely.
month and everyone's
We all
like,
have
oh shit.
I've ended
rent.
a stream before,
Like-
girl. I get it.
me too, me too.
Yeah, no. and
I've been
straight
like,
up, it's
okay,
just
I'm not feeling the vibes.
Yeah, where you just kind of like, hey, you know what? I'm actually feeling like super out of it, but thank you guys so much for being a
Yeah.
part of this, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And the thing is like, but the thing is, I don't go, this is your fault, and rub my
No.
freaking chat's nose in it like it's a goddamn puddle on the floor where I'm like, no, bad
Bad
chat, you
chat,
didn't
bad
pay me
chat.
enough to keep me around, smack.
Insane.
Like,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
First of all, I'm not that kind of dumb, but also that's just not, that doesn't feel nice to do because it's like,
Because it's not.
there's
it's not
ethical
nice
ways
do.
to pay grade your content, and there
Yes.
are ethical
Mhm.
ways to paywall your content. Like,
Yes.
I have a redeem
There's
where
balance.
if you're watching my stream is free to watch, but my VODs aren't. And if you missed the VOD, and there's also different tiers of VODs where like, hey, if the IRL titties are out, it costs a little bit more.
I do that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do that too.
and because it's
Yeah.
worth more, and at the same time, because you're
Exactly,
putting yourself in a
yeah.
much more vulnerable situation.
But you're not
there's
being a
also the
bitch
fact
about
of, like-
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
But like, what's the point?
How
There's
funny
no
would
point
it
in being
be
like,
if I
you don't deserve this unless you give me a crisp 50. It's like,
Oh my
fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
how funny would it be if I followed up this episode with like the Findom episode?
I will watch that.
I
would-
will do what you
I'm
want.
so
for
I
curious
actually-
about- I've got
I
so much
actually
curiosity
have
about
got a
Findom.
money possum.
I like
call
how
him,
everybody was like, yeah, oh no, we will
That's what
do what
it's
you want for
called?
50. But like,
I call him my money possum because I don't want to call him a money pig because he's a nice man.
Oh,
Pay-
that's
pay-
so
pay-
sweet.
pay-
I
That's
like
so
that.
cute. I'm just,
And-
okay, but I'm not gonna lie. Mental image is like it's like a little coin purse, and like it's such
Yeah.
it's just like and like
It's
the
just
little
like that
purse
cute, like-
dangles its tail. It's really cute.
That is
They
kind of cute.
have pouches because they're marsupials,
Adorable.
so they just keep them in the pouch.
I love that.
I give you
we
one.
just
yeah,
got like responsible
borrowing that.
findoming
It's
for like
cute
the
as hell.
majority of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and,
really
like,
did.
When we were discussing like Findom and like what he was looking for, what he expected, there was like I went through several stages of like, do you understand? Like I will demand money from you as you have requested, but is there a budget that you want me to stick within that I need to reinforce?
Yeah, you do it
Are you
financially
going
smart.
to take care of your living expenses and make sure that you are doing your due diligence first before you spend money on this? And like we've had calls and stuff, and he gave me like $800 for like a 40-minute phone call, and I was like, well, yes please, but like
yeah. Hey, amen to that.
Yeah, exactly. But
like, pay me, I'm beautiful.
I'm looking at the stream. It's been 54 minutes. I can't afford to have you on anymore.
Yeah.
Just starts frantically scribbling IOUs.
Sending them over in DMs on Discord. I owe you.
But so many people think that Findom is just being a bitch and being like, oh, well, you must just give me money, and that's what Findom is. No, it is work.
No.
Money,
we
please.
have like extended role plays where there are like reasons that he gives me money, and there is a lot of work and consideration that is put into it from both sides. And people who just go like, okay, well, just give me money and I'm gonna be a bitch and demand that you buy me artisanal teapots or whatever it is that I'm into, like, and that's Findom is just demanding it without any other kind of work.
Yeah, can I get fountain pens out of this maybe?
Yeah.
I will say, like, it's the people who think that's what all that Findom is it follows in same line with the same people who think, oh, in a dom sub relationship, the dominant makes all the rules and the sub has to do whatever they say. Like, people who think like that about like Findom situations don't know shit about what they're talking about.
Yeah. I love when I'm in a Findom position and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna do this for me, and while you're out, you're gonna go get yourself an ice cream.
Oh yes!
That's so cute. I'm gonna stop doing that.
And you're gonna send me a picture of you eating it. Like,
that's adorable.
I like that.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I
like you're gonna go get a treat because I said so. Be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
A nice little treat.
Mandated treat time. I love it.
Yeah.
Treat.
I love that. Yeah. That is so good. Oh my god, that makes my heart
so
happy.
Cute. I love that.
It literally
so much.
made me like happier. I was like just kind of like ugh about what we were talking about, like women doing all the weird shit. But...
Yeah.
We really should have this episode topic now. Now
I think it needs to be a whole expanded universe, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand Findom. I
have so much more to say about
I'm
this.
grossed out by it, like, honestly.
So you guys are here for episode 51, the Findom episode, right?
I will be happily in the corner eating a piece of popcorn, like just watching what's going on, because I'm so intensely curious about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's really wonderful about being able to do this. Like, I've learned so much about, like, things that I thought I had so many misconceptions about or just didn't understand. You know?
I already have, like, my first question, like, what would you define as the difference between Findom versus, Sugar Baby?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I am the sugar baby, so I could be there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually amazing.
Question,
please put that in the group chat because
I'm
gonna
actually be like Findoms and sugar babies, like as
we actually know a sugar baby, so we
do know a sugar baby.
A sugar baby, so we can actually bring her on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've never been on the sugar baby end. So if anyone's looking,
I've been like I guess the way I best could describe it is I've been a part-time sugar baby where it was like I didn't have that as the intent of the relationship, but then they started giving me sugar baby treatment, and then I talked to them and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. Are you sure? And then we had a really nice discussion, and they were quite literally like, I just want to spoil you and I want to give you nice things. I'm not really asking for like extra stuff, but if you want to send me stuff, that's okay. And I'm like, okay, what's in the realm of okay to send you? And then we talked it out, and then that's how it ended up kind of rolling out. And I was like, it was like, oh, okay, this is not what I thought was going to happen, but cool.
And I think the biggest difference between the two is like the illusion of who's in control.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
Anyway,
the sugar baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like clipping this part of the episode out so that I can like make an explainer video for the Findom episode.
Yeah.
So here's what the roadmap looks like, because Pride Month is June. May is going to be different. I'm not gonna be doing many episodes in May because it's API month, and there's a massive project that I'm working on for API
Valid.
month that is going to be
Let's
announced soon.
go.
But
I'm so
in
stoked to watch what
June,
you make.
it is Pride Month, and I want to talk about like the two-spirit phenomenon and like how people's like LGBT identity can be like based in like indigenous beliefs and their cultural identity. So we've got one
so
guest lined up
cool.
already, but I'm still looking for others who have like that sort of identity, sort of the other parts of the LGBTQIA spectrum.
Yeah.
The lesser known.
Yes. And then we also have the feet episode at some point where we're going to talk about feet content.
Listen,
I love that.
you need to
I'm
ask
sure
Evan.
Podge has
you
some
need to ask Evan
opinions.
for that. My husband's a foot guy. Let me tell you.
Is he really?
No, actually-
my eyes have been opened.
It was really
Aw.
funny. That's actually Gedden and I got on that conversation thanks to Vil.
Yeah.
And I ended up actually I remember it was Vil and Gedden. I was like, hey, I'm actually like conceptualizing like a shoot. Can you guys give me some examples of what you like? Because you are the two
That's so
foot people I
funny.
know that I trust to talk to about this.
He literally has so many friends send him foot pictures to be like, is this good? Is this like, would I make money if I posted this? And he'll be like, ah, yes, very good.
Okay, all I can say is it's
That's so
it's
funny.
Gedden, but it's the Sabrina the Teenage Witch meme where she's surrounded by pancakes,
Yes,
but it's just
and
feet.
it's just feet.
Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Living the
It's all about
Pancakes
dream.
are
content that I
good
don't
massage, let me tell
understand
you.
at all. Like that's gonna be a very illuminating episode for me.
I learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Yeah. I also don't get the foot thing, so
I
this
love
is
it.
going to be illuminating for both of us.
Absolutely.
Love
There
my
is-
husband.
The foot thing, and then
We're talking
actually-
about feet, Katerina.
Don't worry about it. You're just getting a sneak
Feet.
peek at future episode
The
content.
dogs.
and then the
We're talking about
Findom
feet
sugar
and
baby
findom.
thing is definitely going to be an interesting
Findom.
topic for coming up. So I was actually
playing
like,
Dungeons and Dragons,
struggling
playing
to find
Findom.
topics, and now I'm kind of like overflowing with topics.
We've been a fount. We've been a fount
a
for
fountain
you.
discussing topics.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't there a thread in your Discord with like 80 something topics?
Yeah, I gotta go through it. We've done most of them
Yeah.
over the past 50 episodes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We actually do have a question from Marshmallow. Thank you for the questions on Marshmallow, by the way, chat. It's what's everyone's now hear me out crush?
How hear
Ooh,
me out? You
oh.
want me to go?
I
Go,
was
go
about
as
to
far
say
as
like
there you
how
want to go.
wild we getting.
Go as far out there as you want to go.
I don't know. I feel like I'm
long
kind of a
list.
basic bitch
Who wants to go
right,
first?
when it comes
Okay,
to this.
I gotta admit, my basic bitch furry one, Kovu.
Oh, yeah.
from The Lion King 2.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Okay,
Moody
that's
emo-
understandable.
He's
it's
hot.
it's moody emo boy lion. There's nothing to lose here.
Okay.
He's the
but
Vegeta of
my-
lions.
Yes.
Really, he is. My probably a little bit weirder hear me out, and the biggest reason is because it's Tim Curry that voices it, is the bastard organ from Beauty and the Beast 2.
Oh my god, yes! Listen, anything Tim Curry does is...
Tim Curry is incredible.
In love. It's like I'm sorry, it's Tim Curry, and he's got like long bastard face. It's like I don't know why, but it just for some reason as a kid I'm like, this makes me feel for some reason, and I don't understand it. And I still don't.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, and like I've got like Bolin from Legend of Korra, and like
It's just
obvious.
a regular
Valid-
man.
valid-
Yeah.
Solid choice, Bo.
That's not a hear me out. That's like a okay.
I have a real person one, and I have a fictional one for you.
Oh yes.
Okay, my real person one is Jeremy Irons in literally any role. I love him.
Yes.
Ooh,
He
valid,
has
valid.
aged like fine wine. I love him. I first
The
fell in love
voice
with
of
him
Scar,
watching-
another Lion King
Actually,
thing.
the voice of Scar, yes. But I first fell in love with him in his role in the original Dungeons and Dragons movie. Terrible movie, one of my favorites.
Oh.
I love it to bits.
Ah.
He's so nasty. I love a nasty man. My fictional one is Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. Because he's
Yes!
so
Oh, yeah.
uptight, and he's begging for a pagan.
You know what? You're not
I
wrong.
can make him better.
Oh, I have an IRL
that's
furry one
funny.
actually.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
It's
Yes.
the guy who plays Mistopheles in the Cats musical.
Yeah!
Yes, yes, yes,
Not
yes.
Rum Tum
valid.
Tugger though. Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
like-
That's true. That's true.
John Partridge is great, but like, I cannot take my eyes off the dancer that plays Mr. Mistopheles while I'm.
I mean,
while
the
he's
suit
on
doesn't help.
stage.
He doesn't have all the excess fluff like a lot of the others do, so you get
Yeah.
Oh, you get everything because he's a smooth-coated cat,
everything. He really is.
and just like
Silky.
I've seen
Silky boy.
videos of him like out of makeup, just like talking about being a dancer and Broadway person. But yeah, he is my like.
Valid.
I
Absolutely.
love that.
Okay, so I took Podge's idea and I did one fictional, one real life. So my fictional, I think, would probably be Mushu from Mulan.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
I can see it. I can see it.
I love it.
The spicy noodle.
I mean,
Okay.
I would. Yeah, he's so funny. I mean, I feel like I would. I feel like I would vibe. And then my real life one, man, you know who I have this thing for toxic people, and I really feel like I could fix Asmongold. Like, I think at the bottom of my heart, I could clean him up into a well-groomed man. Like,
You're so brave for that.
I did not see you going there.
I feel like I could fix him. I feel like I
Can't
could.
believe-
I have
anyone
something
can
in my
fix him,
heart.
you could.
I feel like in my heart, deep down,
you were
you
like-
know.
Oh, I could fix them. I could fix them. And my
Yeah.
cases are like, no, I want them to make me worse.
I want to make it worse.
I feel like I could
This is the
fix
thing.
him.
Asmongold can't be worse. He literally can't be worse.
I know he's at rock bottom.
Oh.
Nothing I do to him will hurt him any more than he's already been hurt by the world. You know. So like, I think
Oh,
Oh.
really truly think that I could raise him from rock bottom. I could teach him how to live like a human. I could change
wanna see
him.
this.
oh yeah. 'cause he's literally
Asmongold,
nowhere to
I
go but
can
up.
change you.
This is the fuck up to like Tarzan and Jane.
Yeah.
If anyone can get these two in touch, I need it to happen. Please fix Asmongold for all of us.
I'll
Just fucking
save you with my
uninstall-
titties.
Big
Oh,
responsibility.
Oh god. Also Satan from Hell of a Boss. Like, goddamn.
Oh,
Yeah, valid.
That
valid.
voice.
That's just
Where
my
he's like-
husband.
I am the mastermind, and here I'm the law at like the lowest register it's possible to sing. Just like,
My hubby sings
Yes,
that all the
oh.
time, and I'm just like, yeah, tell me again.
yeah, tell me more.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Atra?
I'm searching my memory banks. I don't have anything. I'm not creative.
I was about to say, you're not getting out of this one, Atra.
Come back to me. I'm fucking blanking right now.
We've all
No, like,
gone.
childhood
It's just
crushes,
you, babe.
no,
Look, the only thing that's like resonating in my mind right now, there was like this video like a couple of like days ago of like this like 6 foot like tall volleyball player and like her 5'5" like boyfriend, or like, wrestler boyfriend, and like he wins the match and gets hugged by
Oh.
her, and then like it's just like the announcers are just like, oh, look at that, love wins, and it's like, it's just a tall lady.
I just like I'm big and tall.
Yeah.
But
You like
but-
big tall ladies?
But that, to me, I'm like, yeah, you know, that looks nice. That looks nice. Just a big tall lady.
I'll get some stilts next time I come visit.
Big tall lady.
I'll make sure that I'll hit the gym a couple times before I give you your first big hug.
I can't help you.
Yeah, I'll just strap some paint cans to my feet.
I could wear heels and then I'll be extra tall.
Hold on, I
I'm
got
being
some-
Yeah, exactly,
horizontally,
exactly.
but like
Extra tall.
vertically, we're Atra
Suzy's
and I
like
are the
6
same
feet
height.
tall. People know this, but
I'm
Suzy's
only gonna
really
let you.
tall.
I'm only gonna let you down in this situation. After.
Well, don't worry. I'm
You
never
know
gonna
what,
give you up.
Podge, teamwork. I'll put you on my
No,
shoulder.
no. Here's what you can do. After you can just put the Podge own hole up really high.
Yes. I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
have
There
it.
you go.
I still have this little
Hey.
sleeve.
Is that a mouse and a goblin in a trench coat, or are you just happy to see me?
Tail wagging furiously.
Yeah.
It was quite funny because Atra and I met in February, as some people know, and we're the same height, I think. You might be like an inch taller or so.
Yeah, about, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
I'm
glad
sure
you
it's like
seated.
some point in like an hour it will come to my hear me out is, but right now I'm blanking.
No worries.
We're gonna get like a caps lock message in the DM.
I got yelled at for mine. Chat was mad about it. I'm like, Sorry, I said it was a hear me out. Like,
No,
think
no,
yours
you
is
did it
the best
correctly.
hear me
You
out
actually
I've
did it
ever
correctly.
heard.
Yours is pretty great.
The best one I've ever heard.
It is the best
actually
one.
a hear me out, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if your hear me out doesn't raise up either like a raucous yes or a why, then have you really done a hear me out?
No,
Yeah.
Suzy,
Yeah,
literally
make it-
what I was doing just now was going through all the Trump officials in my head.
Oh,
yeah, seeing who you might.
Yes,
you
who I
might
might,
do?
yeah.
Marjorie, MTG, you got it for all of us. Change
No.
her.
oh
No.
God.
No.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No.
Oh my god.
She's got a face like a bulldog licking piss off a nettle. She's like, Jesus.
I'm sorry, you said MTG, and I'm like, why does Atra want to fuck a
The Gathering.
Oh,
deck of cards?
no, not MTG that way. MTG like the
I
political way.
was just like, oh, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
Atra wants to fuck
sorry.
a card game. I mean, mood, but fair dues.
You fell for my trap card. That's not even the right one.
I play Atra face down in defense mode.
That's
Pat Bundy. Pat
I'm
Bundy.
out of
I know, I
energies.
know.
Take it for the team.
Bernie Sanders. Sue me.
I mean,
Bernie looks like
Yeah,
a
tell
nice
me about
guy.
socialism, BB.
he'd treat a lady right in bed.
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
he's a nice man.
I
He
love
buy
it.
me
I think
flowers.
If I
get
say
down
AOC,
with that.
that's not like a hear me out. That's just like she is a beautiful lady. So like it's not a hear me out. You know what I mean?
Who?
AOC, Alexandria.
Oh,
Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC.
Oh, AOC is
That's not a hear me
Step
out though.
aside.
Yeah,
No,
All of us
I
on this
mean,
podcast would do AOC.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've met her actually. I've met her in person.
hot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've
Damn.
campaigned for her a couple times.
I shook Bernie's hand twice.
Nice.
Aw.
Canadian.
Ooh.
Get out.
Bernie's like really old though, so I imagine when he comes, it's just like
Did you do?
Just a
Next question.
I'm
that's what I was
so
gonna
dead.
move on from.
Oh, I didn't want to think about it like that. Oh man. We'll just have him keep talking about free healthcare, and it'll make me come. It'll be fun.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Universal basic income, baby.
Nah.
Okay, here's another question about the industry.
Yes.
Okay, circle us back.
Hit it with us.
As highly visible creators, your content is susceptible to being stolen and reposted. What are you doing to combat this, and what advice would you give to creators that are concerned about nudes and other
Ugh.
sensitive content being disseminated of them without their consent?
That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
This is so hard to talk about.
Yeah, I was debating this because like it's a very sensitive topic. So if you guys are not
mean-
like wanting to talk about this, that's also fine.
There are ways out there to find if your content has been stolen, but I don't really want to go into detail on them.
Yes.
And always, if you have stuff that you're like, I don't want this just showing up on Twitter, always paywall stuff that you're like, because you know what? At least if someone stole it, they had to pay to steal it. So
Yeah.
Don't post
Exactly, at least
anything
you-
that you don't want stolen.
Yeah.
Don't post
Yeah.
anything that
Yeah,
you don't
that
want
too.
stolen.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've
I
had
think-
3 big leaks of all my content, so
Oof.
that's been really devastating.
That's harsh. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like it's violating.
Yeah, guys, if
sucks.
Yeah.
YouTubers who are listening to this, if anything you post on your like Fansly OnlyFans
It will
would
get
ruin
stolen
your
at
life,
some point.
do not post it. It doesn't matter how much
Yeah.
you put.
Yeah.
Someone can
Mhm.
steal a credit card and like buy it and like do fraud, whatever it is. Like, do
Mm.
not do
Yeah.
it. If it can ruin your life, because anything you put online can be leaked. That is probably the biggest thing you need to like
Yeah.
learn.
It
you know?
will be. It's not just it can. It will be.
It
will
Once you
be.
get to a
And
certain
it's
point,
nasty.
they will rip it. Yeah.
The funny thing
And-
is, not even when you get to a certain point. Just like if your
Yeah.
content is made available, there are people who just quite literally their entire life is just trolling for content that's
Scraping.
available freely,
Mhm.
scraping.
Mhm.
My big one was when Cuddly Octopus had a image breach and a data breach, where
Ooh.
all of the designs that were on it got ripped, including
Mhm.
mine. And
Well,
I wasn't
archive
even
of
a
our
very
own.
big,
Oh, sorry, honey. I didn't realize you were still talking. Please carry on.
no, it's okay.
I got
Um,
excited.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I'm not even like at that time especially, I was not like a particularly massive like known name or anything like that. I'm still not, but like I'm known enough but to have had a community that was interested in having something like a docky, and that unfortunately is enough. That's it. All you need is to have your image out there, and you have a percentile of it being stolen. When you're working sex industry, that goes up by like 5 to 10-fold.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've had one leak that had IRL stuff in it, I think.
Yeah, that's
but
the most.
I had friends who are well versed in it help me get it taken down. But the thing is, if your stuff is behind a paywall, you can file like a DMCA takedown, and that shit gets taken down so fast because people do not want to deal with like the possibility of like a lawsuit or something. So that's why I say paywall stuff. But it's Podge herself, like the character that gets stolen a lot. I've had people like feed my model into AI. I've had people like use Podge as a roleplay character, doing some like shit that I was very morally against. So I had to like email them and be like, "Hi, this is my IP. I'm a registered business. Please do not use my likeness to roleplay this kind of stuff." Like, I've had to deal with so many people stealing Podge as a character.
And like people, I won't say catfishing, I don't know if that's the right word, but people on Fiverr who are like, "Oh, I'm a model artist and rigger," and they just take people's debut videos and stuff, and they're like, "Look, I made this model." And
but, like,
it's
some
like all
people-
vastly different art styles and stuff. But
I've seen this as a mod for like various male streamers. Like some people will like, "Hey, look, I found a chatbot of you," and like will like bareface like post that in their Discord. Like, "Look, I found a chatbot of like Naito."
Someone made a chatbot of me.
Yeah.
Someone made a chatbot of me. And I was like, "But why? You can just talk to me."
You can just talk to me, and like, this thing is not saying things that I would say. This is an AI. I've literally had people say, I made AI art of you, and I was like, "Yeah, please never do that again and delete these. I don't want them."
Well, my dad's voice got stolen. My dad is a professional voiceover artist, and he was quite big in South Africa. And he did a lot of freelance work. He was all over the industry. He was all over radio. And he left South Africa and emigrated to the UK. And he found out after several months of living in the UK that one of the people that he used to do freelance work for had fed samples of his voice through AI and had cloned his voice and was using that voice to make commercial content. And my dad was like, "Why?" And he was like, "No, like, you're the best in the business," and all that flattery and stuff. He was like, "I cannot allow other people to use my voice. I know that there are samples out there, clean samples, because that is what I do for my job." But he had to go through like legal action to get this guy to stop using his voice.
That's gross.
Well, that's
And the amount of people that go like, "Oh, you should feel honored that I did this for you," and it's like, no, fuck off. That's gross. What are you talking about? I'm honored if you pay me for my services to experience the thing you're trying to experience. And if the thing you want isn't within my wheelhouse, then you shouldn't be using who I am to make it for yourself, because that is disgusting.
Like,
That
I
means
understand
you're vehemently going against my full feelings and morals.
And I understand that like there's stuff people just can't pay for, and that's why I put free fucking stuff out there. I have so much free shit out there. Just Jesus.
Yes. But it's scary what AI can do.
In some places, there's like lots of non-compliant places too that don't respond to DMCA takedowns.
Romania.
I've had
Liechtenstein, all those places.
When you have your stuff leaked everywhere, and like even like IRL stuff, it's just like, it's just not fun. It's not fun at all.
No, it's violating because you have lost control of who can of your own consent,
and you lose your trust in your community a little bit.
Who gets to
too.
see your body?
Yeah,
it's
hard.
When it comes
it's an emotional experience.
Yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned like if you've like any advice for that kind of stuff. The only advice I can really have is following in what Podge said, that paywall your content.
Don't post anything.
Obviously,
you don't want
it's great.
leaked.
Yeah, don't post anything that you'd want leaked. Don't post anything that you'd be okay with essentially someone stealing and using for whatever nefarious purpose that they want. paywall at least because at the very least with paywall you're getting something out of it, and again because it is paywalled you can actually have a stronger case against it because it is a product that you are selling versus something that was more freely available. When it comes to posting images, obviously there's things like glaze and stuff like that, especially for those of us that do VTuber content. If you do VTuber images and stills and things like that, glaze your content. It's not foolproof, but it is at least an extra step to preventing your content from getting fed into AI and be able to recreate anything that's actually symbolic to what you do. And same goes for audio stuff. If you're doing audio content, having like some level of low frequency background noise in the background for your free stuff, or like background music, background stuff, it helps make it a lot harder to filter your voice specifically out of the content to use for AI voice training. It's why a lot of times people who do try to do scraping or using it for AI voice training, they'll be like, oh, can you just send me like a clean recording with nothing in the background?
Yeah.
I'm like,
No.
you'll get clean audio when I get paid. I don't do that for free. And it's like, because I'm not taking that risk. And I even have it
let me
explicitly
just
in
get
my terms of service.
closer to my PC fan.
Yeah,
Can you hear it now?
Can you hear it? She's running hot, baby.
Yeah. Just
I'm playing Fortnite while I'm recording this.
Yeah.
I'm running
Monster
like, all
Hunter
my
Wilds
games on
on
fucking
max.
mythic quality. But yeah, anything like that, like anything to kind of get an extra layer to protect yourself. And obviously there's no foolproof way to do it. But again, the other thing as well is if you are selling a product, or like say somebody is paying you for something and you are agreeing to give them some sort of service, have something like a terms of service on the content you are creating, because I have it on all of my commission pieces, whether it's photos, voice work, whatever, that they have to agree to my terms of service, which includes not using my content for AI voice training, not using my content for AI image training, and not reselling or redistributing my content without explicit consent from me. Things like that. And while it's not like 100% foolproof, and there are still scumbags out there that'll just do it anyways, at least you've given yourself that little extra layer of protection.
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
So, Atra, who's your hear me out?
Have you thought of it?
You had time.
I was thinking
Tulsi
about
Gabbard was in the chat.
even then.
Geddon's in the chat.
Hey, Gedden.
Hi
We're talking
again.
about you.
Hi, Gedden.
No, like
Want to rate my
even-
feet?
even as a male, like most of my content's probably safe for me and scraped for the most part, but even like my audio content on like Soundgasm got like scraped and stolen and reposted. Gets my consent. So like
shitty.
that
Damn.
Well,
happens.
someone scraped the entirety of Archive of Our Own
Yeah.
and fed it through an AI large
That's
language model,
bonkers.
right?
Oh,
They probably use it to make those like real short dramas you see on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever
Oh,
watched
God,
those
yeah.
clips? Like they
I
are
watched one
so
today.
yes.
Like,
I
they
get
are-
them like every other day on my YouTube shorts. They're absolutely cracked.
The English ones are hysterical. I'm sure that they're feeding the Chinese subtitles back through the
Yeah.
English language models because they're like, there was like the CEO is mistaken as a regular salary worker, and you know they're all like, oh my god,
Yeah.
So it's like
you're
still,
just
it's
a
very
bum.
stilted. Yeah.
And
so
then of
weird.
course the first in command arrives and he has to punch his son in the face. That has to happen every time. He has to punch his son in the face and then turn to whoever it was who was demeaning the CEO and be like, "You disgraceful hyena! How dare you disrespect my master!" in English. It doesn't work.
It just sounds so weird.
Yeah.
It's such
Just-
a trip.
Also, I love that I can do this with this model now.
You look
forward.
so cute.
You?
I know. I was gonna
Upgrades,
say
people,
respectfully,
upgrades.
your titties are on fire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, like everything about you is just mwah, so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Mystique on the show
I-
has gone from PNG to 2D to 3D, just gradually. You'll see.
It's been
It's like
wild
an
seeing
evolution.
The
So good.
evolution, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, we were talking
Thank
about
you.
it just as we were like getting started. Was like everybody here has had like a glow up in the like 2+ years that between the podcast starting to like from where we started to what we looked like to all that good stuff. Because I think when I was there for that first episode with you and Podge, I was still a PNG. I didn't have my model yet.
You were.
You were sitting on Atra's podium.
And I was sitting on Atra's podium, and I remember that really distinctly.
Yeah,
I
episode
don't know
10.
if I had my maid model yet. I might have still been on my 3.0.
I think you were.
Still had the
I think
shorts.
yours was coming
I think it
up.
still had
Yeah,
shorts.
yes, you did. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Yuki rigged this model for me. I learned how to make it, but Yuki rigged it. It is incredible.
It looks so good.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
move on
Y'all look so
to-
nice.
Absolutely. I'm gonna move on to the next topic I had. So I've split this episode sort of into 3 parts. We talked about the industry for about an hour and a half or so. I want to talk about the community and like the interpersonal relationships among VTubers. So
Oh, Lord.
I think everyone kind of knows where I'm going with this.
Oh.
Yup.
Due to quote unquote recent events, some may say there is a crisis of confidence within VTubing when it comes to interpersonal and business relationships between creators. How do you feel about the prevailing mood in the VTuber fandom? Will this pass, or do creators need to get more savvy about who they trust and what they say and do?
The thing I've noticed having
so hard
managed
to
an
talk about.
IRL streamer, the thing I've noticed after having like managed an IRL streamer for 3.5 years before entering VTubing, is that VTubing is very different from like the YouTube people and the IRL streaming people, in that there is much more of an emphasis on collaboration and interpersonal relationships and working with other people and being seen with other people, and
Good point.
you know, the drama affects like not just yourself but your whole social circle. It is seen as a very homogenous thing, as opposed to flesh and blood creators who are very individual. And I think that opens us up a lot more to collaborating with people who we think are cool and turn out to be bad actors and over competitive, who will try and stifle you or just turn out to be like sex offenders. There was a guy. In fact, this happened in the flesh and blood realm. Like there was a guy who I was managing had collaborated with a couple of times, who turned out to have like beaten the shit out of his infant daughter.
Jesus
Yeah, no, it was bad. He gave her permanent brain damage. It was really bad. And he left her blind and deaf. So really terrible, but it didn't reflect on anyone else who had collaborated with him. It was just about him being a terrible, awful, dreadful person that nobody should ever like see or speak to again. And I think, yeah.
I was just gonna offer like maybe an alternate like viewpoint here, because I actually got like my partner when I was IRL and doing GTA roleplay. Like 6 years ago now. It was like a really long time ago. So I have seen multiple different communities in Twitch and like creator circles, I guess you would say. But like I think that it's the same wherever you go. Like there are gonna be like these really nasty, vile people who just use other people to get what they want, no matter what community you're in. If you're an IRL streamer, if you're a VTuber, if you're VR, if you're like, like a WoW person in the WoW community, like there are all of these different communities.
Really fast.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's
You're
no
so
HR
right,
in
Suzy.
content creation.
No.
There's
You're
always,
so
like, some
right.
kind of bad apple.
I think though that like with the VTubing community, because there is so much more of an emphasis on collaborative content.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
smaller too.
It opens us up. Yeah, exactly. And it can open us up so much more to people that we shouldn't trust.
So I
have
actually,
a couple points. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. I was actually going to say, like, if I could relate a close comparison of VTuber, like you mentioned, like a lot of it's very collaborative because it's a lot of times you're like, Atra's podcast being one of the exceptions, because I love the fact that every time that one of these podcasts happens, it is such a cavalcade of characters of all different kinds, like
really is.
that it's people that maybe would never have gotten connected, because a lot of times, you know, you kind of go with your niche. You like you collaborate with the furries, you collaborate with the beast people, you collaborate with goblins, you collaborate with like pseudo humans, things like that. Like you collaborate with people that are kind of like matched to your niche, because you kind of like you kind of match everybody up. But I think probably the closest like IRL YouTuber kind of similarity would be stream houses or YouTuber houses or YouTuber groups,
like a hype house,
because it's so a hype house, that kind of thing. The closest equivalent I could see to IRL between IRL and VTuber is that kind of mentality of, you know, it's people who, they probably have their own like separate Instagrams, and they do their own YouTube shorts, and they do like have their own unique Twitters and stuff like that. But as a consistent content basis, they're always around these other people that are doing the same thing. And it's very like-minded into VTuber mentality, where a lot of times, and hell, I even did it too, I was collaborating like 3 to 5 times a week when I was first starting, and this was back when I still had a day job too. I was doing a bunch of content, I was around a bunch of people, and at one point I felt straight up like I lost who I was, because I didn't know who I was when I was trying to be an entertainer on my own.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this. I've been running my own business more or less since I was 15 years old. I've done cosplay professionally. I've worked in the entertainment industry as like a costume maker, and, you know, on set. I've been a VTuber. I've done independent contracting for a whole bunch of stuff. You're always gonna meet assholes. But there's this weird mentality in VTubing that everybody needs to be friends.
Yes.
And this
This
not true.
Yeah.
You can have, this is a controversial take, guys. You can have coworkers in this field.
Yeah.
Who are
I'd say
not
most people are coworkers.
your friends.
I have lost how many times I've said that on Atra's fucking podcast. Is you don't have to be afraid of not being friends. You can be acquaintances and coworkers. That's not a
You
bad
can be friendly.
word.
You
Being
can
friendly.
be coworkers. Yes, you can be friendly without being, you know, tight at the hip besties. I have maybe like 6 close friends in VTubing. I have a hard time making friends because trauma, you know, but I treat,
That
you know,
trust
I
takes
try to
time.
treat my coworkers well, but I can't DM all the time to do small talk. I'm fucking working all the time. Like, I work, like, constantly. I can't hang out with people all the time.
Belt.
Lord, I wish I could.
Belt.
But a lot of times I have to hang out with people in a work context. So there's no reason to take offense to someone not wanting to be besties with you, but also don't pretend to be friends with people if you're just gonna use them to climb a ladder. Like, it's okay to ask people bigger than you to work with them if they're down for that, but be transparent about it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna become this person's bestie so that I can come out on top. Like, that's so scummy, and you will get found out. You will get found out.
Yep.
Time tells everything.
It will come around and bite you in the ass. So just be genuine. Be okay with the fact that you can have coworkers in this space that you are not besties with, that you don't DM with all the time, and that is perfectly okay. And conversely, no one should hate you for not DMing them all the time. Like, that's not a realistic expectation. There's so many people that, like, I work with that I could not possibly.
I really hate, like, this is a pet peeve of mine, is when people try to virtue signal people who do this as a job, and they're like, I'm not here to make money, I'm here
so
to
crazy
make
to me,
friends.
It's like, well, that's crazy. This is my job, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
This is my job.
You can't
Yeah,
be friends with
I'm
everybody.
really passionate about not starving to death.
Yeah.
Like,
I've
wow,
seen,
good for
I've seen
you.
this. I've seen people who say they're
Like-
everybody's friend,
Fuck.
and then when they don't meet the expectation that certain people have for friendship, those people crash out so hard. Because,
Oh yeah,
like, they get
cancel
so-
docs
Oh,
immediately.
They
yeah.
get so well, maybe
Well,
cancel
or
docs,
you
they
get
just get really
the-
disappointed and they
the-
get discarded because like they thought this person
You also
was
see like
their
the
friend,
Twitter.
but they're not.
You see like the Twitter piles as well, where they're like, "Oh, this person like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I thought I was good friends with these people," and I'm like, I see some of the people that
To
they're
say it
talking
on
about. I'm
Twitter
like,
is
honey,
wild.
you did two streams with this person.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
from every other piece of context, it does not sound like you guys talk in the background. And again, like Podge is fucking like right on the money. It's okay to just be
Mhm.
acquaintances and colleagues with people. That does not make you a bad person. However, if you start to use your colleague work relationship and then try to sway it like, oh, but I thought we were friends. Like, do you really not want to do this with me? And then like you go back to not speaking to each other for like 3 to 4 fucking months.
Yeah,
The
and
opposite
things are
is
done. It's-
pretending to be friends and then
Yeah.
not really being friends. That's like the worst part. That
Yeah,
one's worse.
like I am
There's two sides of
friendly
the
that
with
coin.
one sucks real hard.
like I am friendly with all of the ladies here, but Atra is my friend.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Exactly.
we are close.
And like
And the thing is, you can like adore and admire someone. You can be like, oh, this person is absolutely fantastic. Like every single person on this podcast right now, I look up to in some way, shape, or form. And they're all
Absolutely.
incredibly talented.
Yeah, I like
super
every single
skilled,
person
They're
here.
delightful. And they're like, not just like inspiring, but it's something that like they each have something that I would aspire to be able to do in my future content and also things like that. And they're all people that I would love to have opportunities to spend time around. Like as soon as Atra told me this episode was happening and who was going to be on it, I'm like, oh, fucking bet. I'm so down. Like, but it's like, at the same time, I'm not going to leave this call with the exception, with the expectation, I should say, of we're all best friends now, and if I invite them to my personal birthday party online, they're all going to be there with a present. Like, no, that's fucking
Yeah.
weird. That's a little,
Yeah,
it's a little extra.
because we don't. It's like skipping a few steps, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at. Like,
we like
you,
and
you
respect
have
each
to
other,
be-
but I'm not going to be DMing Podge complaining about my bunions or whatever.
exactly.
But I
Like,
would probably
yeah,
do that with
if you want
Atra.
to, you can,
I mean, you
but
probably
I
could, though.
may not respond in a timely manner. You have to take
shallow, you does not stop
responsibility.
with just the chat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to take responsibility for your social ineptness, and you have to take responsibility for your media literacy. You have to take responsibility. Like,
Oh.
you have to understand that some people do this as a hobby, some people do this as a job. You have to
people are
look
busy.
outside of yourself and your own situation
Yes.
and consider what other people are doing. Like, it just, all it takes is a little outward, come out of your bubble. We have this thing,
Perspective. It
I,
takes some
yeah,
perspective.
it takes some perspective. That's the word I'm looking for. And like, it's so frustrating because
Also takes maturity, unfortunately.
Yes,
Yeah, you have
sadly.
to have a
Which
level of maturity.
unfortunately is a
some
lot
people
times lacking.
I've had to tell people that I don't want to be their friend. And I'm like, look, my bandwidth is exceedingly limited. I have a husband. I have two, long-term partners. I have other friends. Like, you are lovely, and I am happy to be friendly with you, but I cannot be your friend. And, they were
Exactly.
cool about it, but I have to,
Yeah.
I've had to tell people that. And, sometimes people would be,
That's a
Kinda
hell of a
entitled.
conversation to
And
have
I-
in the first place.
It is.
I understand that people get excited too, and it's okay to be excited. I also understand that, a lot of us in the scene are very neurodivergent. I myself am too.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
sometimes you just gotta check yourself. You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Come from my old person mouth.
we're all relatively old here. I think
Yeah.
Suzy might be the youngest, I think.
You might be
What?
the
I think I
baby.
might.
Are,
Am
is this
I?
the baby of the group?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. I'll
I'm
type
the-
my age
I'm-
in the chat. I
I'm the
just
baby.
turned.
Okay.
I'm 26.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah,
You are the
definitely.
baby. Atra's
You're the baby.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
put.
Yeah,
I put my age in our
Atra's
chat.
Atra's definitely 26, and
Yep.
that's true.
I am definitely 26.
I love
and
this.
that is
Atra is
true.
definitely 26. The way you worded that.
Yeah.
No, I'm
But
35.
you-
This is the 30 plus
There's a-
podcast.
38.
Yeah.
There's a
Old
bit you put
people.
into there's a bit you put into the question as well, which was like, will this pass, or do creators need to be more savvy about what they say and do? I'm gonna be totally blunt here, and I apologize if this comes off as a little brutal.
Yeah.
Both.
You need to be savvy
Yeah.
of the shit you say and do, regardless, whether this is a hobby or whether this is as a job.
Yes.
Because the fact is, words have power, words have effect. And just because you don't feel the effect of your words does not mean that you are not affecting the people around you. Don't be a
Yes, people
shithead
just say
and
shit on
fucking
Twitter
take the
sometimes.
goddamn
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
my
it's
God.
there's a problem when
This feels
people go,
cathartic.
"Oh, I'm speaking into the void, lols," and I'm like, "Yeah, but your void has fucking 20,000 follows. Like, you're not."
And
speaking
everybody
into the
knows who
void,
you're talking about.
Speaking to an audience. You're a fucking stand-up comedian that's ranting about how much you hate your wife on stage right now. This is what
And-
you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's awful.
I had a partner that actually, one day he said to me, he's like, "Why are people so put off by me?" And I said, "Because you don't think before you hit enter. You type something and you just, whatever that first thought in your head is, you hit enter."
Batter
And I
up.
said,
It's
"I want
first
you to
and last. Oh,
I
no.
want you to, before you hit enter next time, I want you to read what you typed and imagine someone else saying it to you and see how you feel."
Yes.
And he was like, "Holy fuck, I never thought of that." And from then on, he did that every time he's like, he practiced that. And
You
some
did
people literally
Lord's
do
work
not,
there, girl.
they literally do not think.
Ugh.
And every time I post on my Twitter, I'm reading back to myself what I typed, thinking, how will this affect my brand? Because Twitter is advertising.
No, it's like, what do you talk about? Who do you talk about? That kind of stuff. It's like,
And what you
the-
say to
the-
who, because screenshots
Yeah,
exist.
no, that's the other thing.
Yes.
Screenshots will live forever, whether you delete them on your side or not.
Yeah.
But the other thing as well of, will this pass? The unfortunate thing is, a lot of, especially with the current recent events, strong parentheses with my arms that can't move.
Strong
The
feelings.
fact is, don't worry, I'm a little extra static right now. Next model's gonna be
Recent
fixing some of that.
events.
Recent events.
Recent events. Hold on, let me just. I'll quote with my ears. Recent events. So.
Oh, wait. Podge, you bounce and I bounce. We'll do it with our titties. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Recent
Recent
events.
events. There we
There we
go.
go.
Titty quotes.
Quotations are
Um,
made.
Recent events.
That is fantastic. That is perfect. Thank you.
Your model is so good, Podge.
They're
Holy
wild.
fuck.
It's so fucking good. But yeah, given what's recently happened, the unfortunate thing is, give it like a month, this is going to be swept up as just another pile of VTuber drama, and it's going to make way for the next wave of said VTuber drama. The problem is, it's a current, constant underlying issue that is not being solved because people are not willing to fight it at the root of the problem. And the root of the problem, unfortunately, and it sucks to say it, but sometimes the root of the problem is you. Sometimes the root of the problem is fixing your own fuck-ups and
You
realizing
need
that you
therapy.
did something wrong. Yes, go
don't know how to
go to therapy,
apologize.
y'all. But
Go to therapy.
and also, that's the other thing. Actually apologizing, not making a statement of excuse. Because that's the other issue, is a lot of times people will
one
not
does
actually
fucking- no one
apologize. They'll be like,
apologizes.
it's what they do is, I'm sorry you feel that way.
And I'm
Oh, that is
I
not a
hate
fucking
that.
I'm sorry
apology.
it-
That is not a fucking apology.
Like,
the
that's-
other thing that we must
realize
is, I'm sorry that I did this thing that hurt you. Not, I'm sorry if I hurt you. No, you did hurt them. That's the reason you need to apologize. Like,
Or
fuck.
I'm sorry you think I hurt you. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
fuck off.
Take
the
responsibility for yourself.
The thing is though, is like, we are in the entertainment business, and like, unfortunately, just this is oversaturated with like a ton of narcissists. So I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like, the,
Yep.
the thing
Yep.
is that like, you're gonna move your elbows and bump a narcissist around here, and you might even
Oh,
be
yeah.
one yourself. Like, I can't say that I don't have a little bit of
Windmill
narcissism
did
in
some
me.
damage back.
When there's
Yeah.
a vibe check, like anyone can become a VTuber. There's no job interview.
Exactly. But the thing
Yeah.
is like so many people are so immature. They don't understand that they hold like real like power over their communities and the way that they act, and like they do not
And some
treat that
people
as a
really love drama.
responsibility. And some people really
Some
love
people love the
drama,
fact that they do
too.
have that power. There's people who know that they have that power and they actively go like,
And
I
they're so
love the fact that I
messy,
have
like,
this
around
effect on people. And it's like,
everyone.
ugh.
Yeah.
Also,
it's like,
I'm so
gonna
filled with
stick my
rage and pee. I will be
community
back
on
in 2
now.
seconds.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to
it's
say I have to
fine to
pee
have
really badly,
problems.
actually.
Like, I'll be real. Like, there are several people in this community with whom I have problems with. But
yeah, me
like,
too.
I think that at the end of the day, like, it's not everybody's fucking business who you have problems with. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, some things are private, and it doesn't have to be content. It doesn't have to be a post. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know, like whatever, a Discord, like blah, 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 about everybody else.
Okay.
Like,
Atris,
Like,
You're
just-
allowed
Atris-
to not like people.
Atris away.
Exactly.
Everybody, hit your nude toggles.
Yeah, not for free.
No, you're so right, Susie. And like, there are people that love drama, and
It's so
like,
exhausting.
you will find that like when shit goes down, there will be the same people in the comments
Yep.
having an opinion every
Yup.
single time, even if it has
Yes.
nothing to do with them. It will
Yes.
like they have to have an opinion. They have to make it about them, and it. But then they like are on Twitter or wherever, like going, "Why doesn't anybody want to hang out with me?" And it's
Because
like,
you're
"'Cause you're
toxic, bitch.
because you're
You're a
fucking
little bitch."
radioactive."
I thought I
Like-
made so many friends in the community. And it's like,
I know of a
no.
few people who have servers dedicated to like saving and
servers.
documenting every
Yeah.
fucking
Yep.
like
Yeah,
fuck
that's what
up
we call
and slip
snark
up and
servers.
problematic thing,
And
just
it's
so
like,
that it's all there,
It's like, I'm
like
so
a
tired.
file.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
file
Not-
for gotchas.
And also,
It's so
it's
wild.
okay to not like people, and it's okay if people don't like you. Not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna like you, and that's
It's
okay.
fine.
Yeah, no,
Because
it
humans
sucks.
are
Everyone is everyone's
real.
cup of tea. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
if everybody likes you, then there's like, you're a psychopath
yeah,
Yeah,
like
but like imagine me at high
because
school,
you're not being
like,
genuine.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. And like imagine me at high school with like my fucking head librarian badge going around to everybody in the school being like, I don't like, you know, someone in the A group or what I call the bitch
That's
brigade.
exactly what it feels like. That's exactly
Yes.
what it feels like.
If I went around
Oh.
like telling everybody and then I followed those people around just waiting for them to do
Documenting
something
them, yeah.
problematic so I could like point
Ugh.
and scream and tell people to
Yeah.
come and look.
It's insane.
Imagine
The other
doing that
thing
in
is-
real life. Sorry.
It's just
Connecting,
some-
like,
It-
kind of
It's
really
just so
personal
weird
interact.
because like when that happens, like everyone was pretending that they like this person, and then when it does happen, it's like, and by the way, I never liked their artist or their art or
I
like
like
their
them
music.
anyway.
Or,
like
It's
them
like,
anyway.
yeah,
It's like, okay.
It's so fucking high
Shut
school.
up! You don't need
it's
to be
like you're
part of it.
telling me that you just were sucking up for the sake of sucking up. Like you're not. That doesn't make you
Wow,
a good
that's
person.
virtue
Yeah.
signaling, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I will speak out on things when it's like, you know, a moral issue, like a thing that I feel really passionate about, or like, you know, it sucked to see some of my friends get hurt, or even some of my coworkers / acquaintances get hurt.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
that really sucked to see. And yeah, I want to hold that person accountable, but it's also not my job to hold them accountable. It's
Exactly.
their job to hold them
Such a
accountable.
mood, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's
Sorry,
There's a
Suzy,
lot
if I
of
spoke
people-
over you.
Oh no. We're all in a.
It just
We're all in
evolves
agreement.
into like a
It's-
community.
Yeah,
beatdown.
we're all
we're all quite in a
excited.
fervor.
Yeah.
And I'm just
We're all
sitting on the
saying the same
sidelines.
things. Responsible
I'm
for
just
other
like,
people
I don't
too.
want to be part of this community beatdown. I have never seen this person before. I don't need to have an opinion on this. If you ask me, and
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
okay
stream
not to
about
say
it, then,
something.
You know,
Yes.
maybe I'll give you
Yeah.
my opinion, but I really don't need to have an opinion on this. I don't need to be the arbiter of all things VTubing. Like, there's so many of us.
Yeah, and there are so
But
many
you
people
are,
who've
Asher,
nominated.
You are.
Yeah, so many
arbiter.
people have like nominated themselves the VTuber police,
Oh my god, worst
and
reality
they have
show
like
ever.
dossiers on everybody.
Ugh.
It's like the
VTuber cops.
VTuber Gestapo, bro. And it's
Yeah.
like, please, like, you are not
Next VTuber group, Vistapo.
East
But-
Oh my
Berlin.
god!
Don't give them ideas. The group goes
Gestapo.
around.
Oh my god, that's
I
such a
can't, I
funny.
can't join that. I'm a
idea.
Jew.
I'm so sorry. I can't resist.
That's
But
insane. That's
straight
insane.
up though, there's some things that like don't get me wrong. There's a difference between stuff that a lot of people chalk up as like, oh, this is just VTuber drama, and then there's other stuff like, no, this person's like genuinely a threat to the community. This is a problem.
Yes.
This is like, do not let them have a platform because they are dangerous.
Like,
yes,
yeah, it's like
there's
this is a sexual
genuine
predator.
distinguishing factors.
There's crime
But
actually
then
being
you get
committed.
people who
Yeah.
will.
At the end, it's
Yeah,
like,
and
is
there's
this
also
person
people,
doing something
unfortunately-
illegal?
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what I
or
want to
because
know.
will still be on that
Yes,
person's side. That'll be like, well, I liked them before this came out, so I'm not going to change my opinion. But
It's
the
like,
other
okay,
thing
well-
that comes through is like, fucking people don't let their inside fights, the interpersonal fights, stay interpersonal, and they
Yeah.
take it and turn it
Yes.
into fucking shenanigans. Like, I talked about this actually on the polyamory episode, that one of the people that was in the very first poly group I was in ended up causing me massive amounts of distress, because what they ended up doing was they took stuff that happened between our relationship that, as I need to state, was neither a threat to our communities, was not any of our communities' fucking business,
Mhm. I
and was
remember this, I remember
entirely
this.
just something that happened between us. And they went to other VTubers, they went to other communities, and they dragged my name through the mud until someone came up to me and was like, hey, so-and-so is talking about you, and they talked about this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's something that happened. Why the fuck do you know about it? And
insane
they were
and
like, oh,
horrifying.
because they told us, and then insert sob story. And I'm like, cool, do you want to hear what actually happened? Because I got receipts, bro.
And it's like, that has nothing to do with your content. It has nothing to
It
do
really
with
didn't.
anything. It's a
I had
personal
quietly
problem.
pulled away. I had quietly pulled away from this group, from these people, as gently as possible. Because that's the other thing, is like, when you saturate your content with, like, you were talking about it earlier, Mystique, that VTubers are notorious for collaborations, connections, and these kind of matching, like, worlds that we create together. Which can be a beautiful thing, but can also be hella fucking awkward when something happens interpersonally. And unfortunately, your community is gonna make assumptions about stuff. They'll be like, "Where's so and so?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're probably just busy." And then there's other people who will go onto Twitter, and then they'll just be like, well, friendship with person ended. It's like, fucking, it doesn't need to be a big thing. It doesn't need to be a big problem. And the most,
Let it go
again,
quietly
quotations,
into the
recent
night.
event.
Exactly.
Yeah, the quotations most recent event could have been handled better had they taken their personal issues with other people and not brought it into their professional setting and professional workplace. And therefore, intermingling and intertwining them into oh yeah, we work together, but we're also friends, so you care about this, don't you? And it's like, I
It gets
shouldn't have
dangerous.
to.
There's lots
I
of
shouldn't
drama
have
that
to care about
happens
this. Why are
in
you
that
making me care
situation.
about this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially where
people
Yeah,
can
like,
ask.
no, and it's like, I work with people that, like, are connected to people I straight up just don't like. But I'm not gonna be like, you shouldn't spend time with them because they said this really weird thing to me 3 years ago that's totally unrelated to anything going on right now, but it still bothers me because I'm a petty bitch, and so it should matter to you. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You shouldn't
oh my
do
god,
art for them.
sit the fuck down on a
Go
nice cube, you
to
need
go
to chill
to
out.
therapy.
I don't want you to do art for this person because I personally had a bad time with them on stream one
Lord.
time. Because
Yeah.
Or
I just don't
they're
talk about
stealing
people
my
that I
vibe,
don't like.
and it's
You know
like,
what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, don't give them
I
smoke.
remove their
Don't give them
follow,
fire.
I unfollow,
like,
and then
I could-
they're dead to me. I mute them. They're gone.
I could
Yes,
say so much
exactly.
shit about people who have tried to like pull shit on me because they were mad about personal issues, and it's like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and
Yeah.
That's
enjoy
the sign of
wasting
success.
your time
Yeah.
on whatever the fuck that is. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
it sometimes
Imagine
sucks
putting in the
to be
effort.
like,
Or
well,
the
it's- and I
like
get,
energy or emotions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like telling your friends, like your close friends, where you're like, this really sucks, this thing happened. But
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing it in the confidence and understanding of the space that you guys are friends. You're probably not going to share it with your communities. You're not going to share it with anyone else. You're telling each other because you're actively friends. It's when you start to toe the line of telling people who are in that acquaintance
Yep.
and non-friend category,
Yep.
and you start going into, all right, this is really what happened to me. And rather than just venting, going, so what are you going to do about it to show that you're my friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like-
ew, 10-foot pole.
You're stifling
no.
someone else's business. It's not even like, oh, I'm preventing so and so from getting art with you. I'm preventing you from earning money on a commission if this person
Yeah.
tries to do business with you.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
insane.
so insane.
People
Like,
have
actually-
the balls, dude.
Ow.
The
Friends don't do that to
balls.
each other.
And it's like, how
Like,
do you get
straight
into
up-
a place, like a mentality
You
of
feel
like,
that, yeah.
I'm gonna do this,
It's
and yeah,
entitled.
that's
It's entitled
that's the
shit.
way to go. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
And I'm gonna
it's
do this in
actually
writing.
Unhinged.
So many
Yeah.
people just don't know how to walk away in this community. Like, if you have a falling out,
Yeah.
just let it go. Move
Walk
on.
away.
You have
Walk
to have
away.
the last
Just
word.
move
That's the
on.
problem.
Instead
is
of
people
trying
need to have the last
destroy
word.
each other.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's
Like,
I-
if you don't like me, you must be destroyed.
yeah.
Some people feel like that because they like see like all the things that they hate about themselves in you, you know?
Mhm.
Like, so it becomes
Mhm.
personal for them on a whole different level, like in a weird brain way, you know? So you just
Yeah.
really have to
Mm.
Yeah.
there are lots of mentally unwell
And-
people in our
Yeah.
line of work. So you just have to realize that
Yeah.
you're dealing with a very at large unwell community
And-
in
and it's
terms of
it
mental
is.
health. You know?
It's people who can't take responsibility for themselves and cannot
Yes.
come to terms with the fact that they might be the problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
And doing
yeah.
self-reflection, because I mean, if you were
Yeah.
the problem at some point, you can stop being the problem. It's all up to you,
And-
you know?
Maybe they don't have the tools to be able to do that, but that's what therapists are for. And
Mhm.
I will always say this. Even
Yes.
if you don't think you need therapy, Go see a therapist.
Everybody needs
Mhm.
therapy.
Everybody needs therapy.
You don't
And
need
Chad
a
is not
traumatic
your
incident
therapist.
to go to therapy.
Yeah, you don't need
Just go to
trauma
therapy.
to see a therapist. It
Yeah.
will help you so much.
And
But
straight
also-
up, one of the biggest empowering moments is realizing like if you've messed something up, actively owning up to it and making
Mhm.
steps to make yourself better can be one of the biggest things. Because it's like I've fucked up. I've done stupid shit.
I think everybody
I'm
has,
human.
you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
I'm well, sort of. I'm sort of human, but like I'm human enough. And,
Oh, yeah. Thank
I'm an
you.
Eldritch
the fact
monster.
is, yeah, it's close enough. But the fact is, I am fallible. I have things that I can fuck up, and that is okay. The problem is, you need to be not so up your own ass that you can't admit when you did something wrong, and that you can actually admit that you've hurt somebody, and then you can go, okay, I screwed up. What can I do to fix this? Is there something I can do to fix this? And also, and this is the really tough one, being okay with it if someone chooses not to accept your apology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes,
that's
no one
hard.
has to
It is
accept your
so
apology.
hard.
It's
It
gonna
takes a lot of
suck.
Oh, it's really
maturity
fucking
to be
hard.
that way, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes stuff just sucks.
Maturity's not fun, but it's important.
it
Yep.
is.
This question has been
Yeah.
sort of sitting here for a little bit, so I would like to get
What
to
is
it.
it?
from Kaito. No,
I
it's
did
fine.
notice
It's
it
fine.
floating
it's fine.
above our heads.
Yeah, from Kaito 3D. What is the best part of lewdtubing that's unique compared to our say-so brothers and sisters?
Wait, can you
Hard.
pull it down a little bit? Oh, wait,
Sure,
what is the
hang on.
best? Okay, there it is. There we go.
go.
Sorry. I
that
just
better?
wondered it.
I just need to.
Oh!
Just forgot to put on the glasses today. Hold on, let me
That's
just.
sort of.
Yeah,
Oh,
read-
yeah.
read.
Okay. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm good.
Perfect. I osmosed it.
I'll answer first. I think for me, the best part of lewdtubing.
For audio listeners, he just brought down the thing over my face and like completely covered me and then brought it back up.
You said bring it down. I brought it down.
You
Yeah,
did.
she was
you did.
squeaking up against it, like you know in the cartoons where they get fired into a window, just like
Yes, exactly.
reading from really close range.
Yep.
I think the best part of it for me is that I've always been a hypersexual person. I'm someone who liked porn, liked women, liked jerking off, like all these things. But I also wanted to be thoughtful and intentional about it, and I didn't know how to sort of like have these two things together. And by doing lewdtubing, exploring my own sexuality, performing for an audience, and feeling attractive and comfortable in my own body for once in my life, it's really helped me to mature in a lot of ways. And I think that I'm a more complete person now that understands my own sexuality and my own urges. And in some ways, like, I've grown a lot in the last 3 years. In some ways negative, absolutely. I'm definitely a lot less patient, a lot more numbers driven, a lot more driven, a lot more workaholic, but there's been a lot of good things too. And I probably wouldn't have got that if I was just a YouTuber streaming, like, you know, Factorio, although I would absolutely love to do that too.
Belt.
I think the ability to embrace your sexuality and find acceptance and attractiveness and validation is such a big thing for people who are very sexual and want to share that sort of sexual nature, even without being like outright doing porn, just being like lewd, so to speak.
Expressive, yes, expressing your sexuality.
Yeah.
Lewdtubing is great because there are so many people living in countries where you can't express yourself, living in households where you can't express yourself, or in faiths where you can't express yourself, in cultures you can't express yourself, or just personal morality where you can't express yourself in like the places that you're living in. That this gives you the outlet to be who you are, wherever you live, whoever you are, whatever you identify as. Like our friend Johnny Jellyjaw says, like, anything that you want to do that's kinky and gross and dirty and disgusting, you can do it during VTubing and you will not get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And you can pour yourself into the body that makes you feel happy,
Exactly.
which is huge. Because, you know, like we were saying before the podcast started, like, I have major body image issues. I am very plus sized and I have a lot of feelings, few of them good, about like myself. But I think I'm an okay person on the inside, and being able to put myself in a body that, thank you.
Wonderful.
But like, being able to put myself in a body that makes me feel happy and confident, and to behave in a way that I perform in a way that I would like, and have people praise me, not just for this body that I've put myself in, but for other things that I've come to like about myself, has been amazing. Like, I used to hate my voice. I used to think I had a brassy, horrible voice, and I sounded like a wrong donkey. And
Wrong donkey.
people...
No.
And,
Wrong donkey's wild. Oh my god, Mystique.
It's my favorite whiskey,
Yeah,
Wrong Donkey.
I just thought I
Come
sounded
over
like bagpipes, but like people really like my voice, and like that's something that I have come to love specifically through VTubing.
Oh, I got it. Jury from Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
What?
Is that your hear me out?
Yes.
Did you just say?
not even
I told you guys, it's not even caps lock.
That's one of the most popular porn characters ever. What are you talking about?
He's already pretty much naked.
I'm
That is so
disgusted by your
funny.
hear me
I
out.
fucking called it.
Yuri is adorable.
This is
He
ridiculous.
is not normal.
How did you do
Well, okay,
this?
she's not normal, but like physically, in appearance, it's not a hear me out.
Yuri is like one of the most
To
popular
be fair,
porn
our standards
figures
are a little
ever.
higher than his on this one.
She just is out
It's like
with her
saying you
grippers
like
out on
Chun-Li.
the street. Probably got some dirty
What
feet.
are you doing? I said Asmongold, bitch.
So you're
Okay,
talking about
Jerry.
Jerry. Maybe put them
Are
grippers
we
up on you,
just
Ashley.
assuming
I
Jury
swear to
doesn't have a
God.
goon cave also?
I shouldn't have
Oh.
said when you
Anyway.
said that.
Anyway,
We're gonna
oh,
pretend he didn't
I
say
got
it's been a
Jerry.
great
Okay,
podcast.
Yes.
Sorry, Atra, bye.
Refreshing lime right up the sinus.
That was insane. That was insane of you, Atra. That was real insane.
See, this is why I don't
Yeah.
share my hear me
Damn,
out.
problematic. Talk about problematic VTubers.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Also
I
that
mean, you're
You're bad to
based.
pick
You're
on.
based for loving Jury.
It's
but
based.
it's
No, it's
not
definitely a
hear me out.
base. But it's not. No.
Oh, also that Instagram female lumberjack. Like,
Do me a
would
favor.
100%.
Go on
Oh,
Rule
but Beth,
34.
though,
Just
her-
on your
yes,
side screen.
she's my
and just
Canadian
look up
goals.
what place Jury's in.
Hang on.
Just look her
Well,
up.
you do that.
Rule
Uh,
34.
Oh my god, Brand, don't get me started on your hear me out. I'll never shut up if we get started on that.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, Kaito
I feel like
agrees.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with you about this after now because I'm curious.
I'll tell you all about it.
Bet.
The
Okay,
only
the
argument
team.
we've ever had is about Brand's hear me out.
12,017. Wow,
I
okay.
love that that's the only argument. That's great.
Okay, now chat wants to know. So he said Gengar, but like female body version of Gengar. I'm like, that's just a purple thick babe. That's not a hear me out. We're not
it's
here
not
to
a hear me
change them.
out.
Yeah, that's
We're
just
here to
a
love
babe.
them as they are. I would fuck
Gengar see.
Gengar just as he is.
Gengar.
I was about to say I'd fuck Gengar, male or femme.
That's just Gengar with my body on it.
disappointed
Like,
in
that's
that.
not a hear me out.
They're gently plowed shape.
Yeah, you can't change it. You can't edit the character for the hear me out. It has to be as you see it. Like, like if you're here for like Gore Magala from Monster Hunter, it's because you want to fuck the fucking dragon. Not a girl that looks like Gore Magala, kinda.
The sheer temptation I had to swap over to my Blorb model. It's like, hey, get let's do him for you. It's just something vaguely soft and egg-shaped. You into this?
But in regards to
Do you like a runny yolk, babe?
Boo.
Yeah, what's your favorite thing, Podge, about lewdtubing?
Atra really kind of like took the words out of my mouth a lot with that one. Like, I have never felt so self-confident than I have being Podge, and then like I would have never done IRL porn if it had not been for people loving Podge, because I made her to have my body type, and I didn't know that people liked that. Like, I was bullied so much as a kid. I was a cosplayer for years and years and years, and I had always wanted to do like boudoir and stuff, but I was too scared.
Yeah.
And so I never really did it. And then I became Podge, and I posted some pictures of me next to Podge. People are like, "Wait, you're actually a short stack?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is what I look like." And I just get to be myself, unapologetically, 100% myself. And like one of my VTuber, like someone I look up to a lot in VTubing, tweeted today on a post that was in regards to like VTubers shouldn't talk about their relationships, and she used me as an example of someone who like was really cool and open and you know, never shied away from that kind of stuff. And I was like,
why lie about it?
I'm floored that you like think so highly of me as like an example of somebody who is so unapologetically themselves, because that's what I try to do. I'm not trying to sell a version of myself that's not me, because to me that's exhausting. I couldn't.
No, valid.
Oh yeah, you would burn out.
And I love that my community vibes with who I am.
Yeah.
And that to me is crazy. I never thought that I'd be living my best life at 35, but here we are.
Yeah.
Dang.
No, straight up.
Yeah, my parents were like 40 was my best decade, so like it's all still to come.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Suzy, you wanna go?
Here.
Oh.
Yeah. So go ahead,
We haven't had Suzy or myself go on that one yet.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm curious about Suzy's.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The best part of lewdtubing. So before I was a lewdtuber, I was an IRL streamer, and I was 100% say so. Like all the way. I even roleplayed an asexual character and in GTA roleplay, and I did not do anything lewd at all. And I think like something that I'm not like, I haven't really talked a ton about, but a lot of my people who've like followed me since then already know this, is that I went through like a really terrible divorce. So there was a lot of things that like affected me in my life at that point, like a lot of feelings that I had. And I also went through a lot of really horrible things in my past community, and I kind of left that. And when I left that, I really didn't have anything for myself, either in my personal life or in my creator life, and I felt really adrift. So like lewdtubing's been something that's really helped me discover different things about myself personally, and like has helped me connect with parts of myself that I never even knew that I had. And so it's like been a very like spiritual experience for me. I don't want to get like emotional, but like it's been like a very like spiritual experience for me, like in terms of like coming to terms with like my own like power and like beauty, confidence, and all these things that you learn about yourself as you become a lewdtuber. Like everybody I think like has learned that, you know. So yeah, I think that it's like, when done right, this experience can be like really good for people, you know, like it can be something that's very like nurturing and healing and
absolutely.
And you're incredible, Suzy.
Yeah. So I think that it's a journey that's hard. There's lots of ups and downs, but it's like rewarding at the end of the day, even though you go through a lot of tough stuff too. It's not all like rainbows and sunshine, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that about you. Thank you for sharing that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love how deep we get on this podcast sometimes. Like, people
Mm-hmm.
bring out, like, dark pieces of themselves and, to talk about an issue. And
Yeah.
it's awesome that people feel comfortable enough to do that, I think.
And it's
Mhm.
wild how stifled you can feel when you're with the wrong person. Because my last relationship too, I felt so judged in everything I did, and VTubing also kind of helped me realize, like, oh, people do actually like how I am normally, and I don't have to be this different person. Why the fuck am I with this person?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Totally.
Sometimes it is like one of the biggest steps away. I'm very grateful that when I started doing the more like lewd tubing, I didn't start streaming until after I'd actually gotten out of what was turning into a stifling relationship, because they don't always start out that way.
No. Yeah.
But I had already been doing a myriad of small like adult style content, from boudoir to erotica style photography and things like that, for a few years. And the person I was with at the time when I first started doing that was happy within a degree. They were happy I was making money, and they were happy to say that they were dating a model girlfriend. But when it actually came to the depths of what it was that I was doing and where my comfort ended versus his comfort, it was a whole ass different field. And then I was made to feel guilty about things, and he wouldn't understand why after a shoot I would be exhausted and I'd be like, sorry, the last thing I'm thinking about is you touching me right now. I'm just want to be a potato on my couch in a burrito blanket. And he's like, oh, but you're doing all these sexy things. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm exhausted because it's work. And it kind of solidified the realization for me that this person didn't quite see what I did as real work.
Yeah.
Like real
As
work.
labor.
And that was super, and it was super invalidating. And then when I started doing the lewd tubing, like I started as a semi-say-so IRL streamer on Twitch, and then it slowly transformed. I became a PNG tuber because I realized that was a lot more comfortable for me. And then when I started Funsly, like I'm coming up on like the 3-year anniversary of that soon, and that was when I started like looking into doing IRL photography again. I started looking into loving my body again, and realizing that a lot of my concerns about how I was presenting myself online and how I was presenting what it is that I wanted to make was through the lens of, is this person I'm with going to be okay with that? And now I'm with Candy, who is not only exceptionally helpful, he actually is my photographer for quite a few of my sets and stuff like that, and he's incredibly supportive of what it is that I do. He's the reason I was able to take this leap into making it a full-time content thing. Yeah, I adore him to pieces, and I'm totally not saying that because he's now currently standing behind me, gently rubbing my shoulder.
Hi, Candy.
Can't confirm he's
That's
awesome.
adorable.
That's adorable.
I can't think of anything remotely stupid to say.
I love
He made, he made me feel so comfortable when he was shooting our photos too. Like,
it was such a nice experience, like being able to like take the photos together, have Candy doing the photography, and then Gedden's like being like supportive cheerleader in the corner,
like hype man.
He's hype manning it up. It was great. But I'd say probably the best part of
This is what healthy sex work looks like, by the way, what they were just describing.
Really. Like an environment where everyone feels totally copacetic and chill and comfy, and like there's no like questions on comfort. Everyone's just kind of vibing. But if anyone has a discomfort, it's a safe place to bring it up. But like best part of it for me is the fact that I have never felt more like at ease and at myself than I do when I'm making like my fun content on Fansly, when I'm doing streaming and all that stuff. Because like, yes, the work can be hard. And so there are some days where even the stuff that I love to do, because it's anytime you turn something you love into work, there are days where you're just like, fuck, I gotta do the thing. And it's like, you're tired. And
there are days when you don't love it.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've expressed, most of us here, if not all of us, are some semblance of neurospicy. Alongside
neurospicy, I love it.
Alongside like general issues, like I have a lot of self-hate and body issues that I fight with every day, but they've gotten better over the years. And one of the things that's actually helped me accept that is when I started showing more of myself on my photography and things like that, how open and loving my audience was to that. They were like, oh my god, like the amount of people who say they love my tummy is wild. And I never thought I'd have that.
It's insane,
now, and now it's an intrinsic part of my new model. She's a nearly 1-to-1 of what my actual body looks like, with the side tummy fold. She's got the tummy slightly over the fupa. Like, she's got like curves, and she's chunky. And I love her because it's everything that doing lewd tubing has done for me, impersoned in my new design to make me feel as solely whole and wholly myself.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What a great question. Thank you, Kaito.
Such a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love the people that I've met through the VTubing journey. Seriously. Like, I love, like, even if we're not, like, friends, like, I still love you guys. We're not, like, besties or anything, but I admire you and respect you and think you're incredible.
This podcast
yeah.
account has had 109 guests since we started.
Holy Hera.
Yeah. It's not, they're not all my friends, but at the end of the day, I started this podcast with my friends, and they helped it to grow to something that was respectable enough that I had the confidence to reach out to the panoply
Podge.
of VTubers. Yes, Podge, yes. They had the confidence to reach out to people, because like so many VTubers start podcasts, but they don't follow through. And I had this concept already, because I became a VTuber because I wanted a podcast, literally. This is what I wanted more than anything else. And like that's why I'm here, to get to episode 50.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
Seriously,
so
Podge,
fucking
we
proud
were
of you.
both like shitting ourselves so much approaching you to be on the pod.
I'm just a little guy.
Podcast.
With a
yes.
very big personality.
You just gotta shoot your shot, right?
Exactly. you gotta
Exactly,
shoot your
but it's
shot.
like you've
But,
gotta
it's like-
like you go.
It's like shooting your shot, but also having like a concept and respecting the person and being like, hey, I think you'd be great for this, and here is the reasons why. And like
You've always been so professional. You're the only person who does anything like this, so thank you. Like, I sing your praises all the time, dude. Like,
thank you.
I'm like, Atra's the only person doing this kind of stuff. Atra is bringing so many people in this community together, and is someone who's actually showing people
100%.
that, like, this is a job. This is, we are real people behind this.
Yes.
And like, that we are to be just as valued as anybody else.
It may have started
Exactly.
as a relationship and sex podcast, but it really did just morph into talking about sex work and the sex industry and humanizing the people behind it. And I hope that isn't like such a presumptuous thing to say. I really just hope that that's what the ultimate like goal of this thing is, for the listeners to like know that there are real people here.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
think
big
that
You do
difference.
such good work. And Mystique, your videos too, like when you do the video intros as well, like they're so comprehensive and so well researched, and like
thank you.
like I will never say no to being on this show.
Oh, straight up, same.
Sure, but like there's also the thing of like we were both very small and relatively unknown at that point. Like you respect someone enough to realize that it may come across as like clout chasing, because there are so many people who start podcasts and do maybe one episode and then it never like follows through. So to get someone like you, Podge, that was one of our like highlights.
Well, I mean, for me, like,
And look at you now.
I was a mod
Now I can
first.
DM her about my bunions.
Look
I
how
was-
you've grown.
I was a
like
mod
everybody
first.
here though.
Yeah, I was a mod first, a fan of many people first. Like, it was very much like I watched Raina for a long time before we even like spoke. Like,
Meh.
it was getting myself to the point where I feel like I had built something that was good enough to like ask Suzy, ask Raina, ask Podge, ask Maito, ask all these people on. And then also, in addition to asking the people on, bring my friends with me. Bring small creators who have life experience that really matter with me as well. There's no greater pleasure to me on this podcast than putting a partner streamer with somebody with like 100 followers and then putting them in the same
And I
room.
love that. I
do
love that
too.
because some of the best VTubers just haven't been noticed yet. Like
Exactly.
some of
Yes.
my favorite
Yep.
VTubers have
Straight
like
up,
a
it takes
CCD
them
of
needing
10.
to be discovered.
Yeah.
They just need to be discovered. And honestly, Atra, straight up out the gate, not only did you make something that felt professional while still being fun, it didn't feel cold. Because there are a lot of podcasts out there that feel so restrictive. They feel very cold. They feel very clinical. They're very it's very too much business, no fun, no personality to it. You bring you and Mystique bring so much like personality and life to what it is that you do, and
Thank you,
working
Raina.
together in tandem, you make it comfortable, safe, cozy, and at the same time still a mixture of educational and enlightening. I have learned and shared more on the time that I've spent with you guys than I think I have in a good chunk of a lot of what I do. And it's because of the opportunities that you guys create by allowing moments like this where, for example, like the shoot that happened between me and Podge happened because of you. Because
Yeah,
it
we
was
met because
you
of you.
introducing you
That's so
introduced me and
cute.
Podge into
That's
a space of
incredible.
like being
Holy
able
shit.
to talk.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then it turned into like, he who Twitter jokes and things like that. And then I think specifically it was like I mentioned like I got an item off Throne, Podge made a joke, I DM'd and was like, hey, actually, but do you want to? And then we did, and it happened. Yeah, we were so ready, and it only happened because of this podcast. A lot of the connections and the people that I've met, the connections I've made, and I'll be straight up, some of the confidence that I feel and the grounded like comfort that I feel in some of the topics that we talk about is all thanks to the two of you and this amazing podcast that you've made together. So I
Wow.
want to say I am delighted that you've reached 50 episodes, but I am not surprised because you had that drive out the gate. You were ready, you were committed, and you made everyone that comes on here feel like not only that they belong, but that they'd want to come back. And even if it wasn't for something that they were going to be a part of, they want to experience and share in that joy with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I think
not
both of
only
us
that,
are
like,
about to cry.
every single person sitting
I'm very
here
good at
right
doing
now has impacted me so much. Like when you said who was gonna be on this episode, I was like, this is like the fucking dream team. Like, because like Suzy, you have done, you have made me feel like I can actually do voice acting. Like this
Yes.
is
Of
the
course you
thing that
Yes.
I can
Yes.
I
Straight
have
up.
wanted to do since I was a
Absolutely.
kid. Like you gave me that opportunity. Like Raina, you have so much like warmth and charisma. Like
Yes.
you're such a comfortable person to be around. Like you make me feel like so brave. Like and oh my god, like Atra and Mystique, you are both wonderful human beings, and like I am so glad to know every single person here. And even if we are not like, besties, I think so highly of all of you, and I hope you all know that.
Thank you.
Same.
Truly.
Same.
I've always said that like lewdtubers don't get to talk to each other enough. They don't get to collab with each other like enough. They don't get to like be humans with each other enough. So that's all I wanted to do, honestly.
You make connections happen.
That's what I was gonna say, was that like Atra is one of the most genuine people that I've met in this space.
Yeah.
And so like
Straight
just like having him just be like, hey, I'm doing this thing, like would you want to come and talk about this topic? I think that just that genuine conversation that you've had with 100 and some people has really changed a lot of people's lives in ways that I don't think you're gonna like even realize until way down the road. Like
Fuck, dude, it's 100 people. I'm like,
I know.
wow.
Think about that.
That's
Think
yeah.
about how many people you've had that genuine conversation with, and like, and
Dude.
and not just the people that you've talked to, but the people that have listened. So I think that both you and Mystique do like such a great job here. It's just so genuine, so heartfelt, and that authenticity shines through every single time. So you guys just are stellar people. And like you said, like when you're like, this is the 50th, I'm like, of course I'll be there whenever, you know. But like,
I
thanks
love the
so much
people
for
want to come
also
back.
wanting to invite me to this. Like, I'm so happy to celebrate this with you two, like, and everybody here. Like, this is amazing. Like, I love Raina and I love Podge too. Like, I've really loved all your guys' stuff, like, ever since I've been introduced to everything that you guys have all done. So
Yeah.
I love that
It's so
people
nice
want to come
be
back
in
as
a-
well.
Yeah, in a space where we can show that we don't have to be competitive to be
Yes.
successful.
yes.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be, you know, a winner takes it all kind of thing. We can all win in this.
It can be a
space.
collaborative effort. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and we all offer something of like, while we can all share something in a similar vein, we all show and express how drastically different we are. And Atra and Mystique, you guys give us an opportunity to express that, not just from viewpoints. Like, sure, there are certain viewpoints where we're all just like, yes, this 100% period, end of sentence, because Jesus Christ, y'all need to
The
fucking
leaderboard
go
sucks.
to therapy. But things like that.
It's just like all of us three screaming into the mic, go to therapy.
Exactly. If the head noises you didn't hear earlier from all of us like chomping at the bit because we were all in agreement, like isn't any indicator. But we're all like, all of us are uniquely articulate in our own ways, and I love the different ways that I've heard a similar mindset from a different perspective, and
Yes.
it's like I eat so good when I'm here. It's so good. And the fact is, again, like, Atra, you came up with this concept. You started with an idea and you ran with it, and you've made a space that not only allows us to feel seen and heard, but also makes us want to come back. We come back for this. We say yes to being back. We're here as 3 of your most frequent guests.
The regulars,
Because
yeah.
we cannot get enough of how wonderful
Yes.
this environment is and how healthy it feels. That's a big thing. It
Yes.
feels healthy. It feels like
Yes.
vibrant.
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
like I
Yes.
get more
Yes.
energy after these streams. I feel
Yeah.
like just so full of fucking
Yes.
warmth
Oh my
and light,
God.
and it's great.
I
And-
feel that so hard. Yes.
Yep.
Like
And
after the
Mystique.
Polly episode, like Raina and I just sat on voice and chatted for an
I think
hour
we
and a
talked for like
half.
an extra like it was like
Yep.
It was an hour and a half.
almost 2 hours, and I was like, we need to go to bed. But
Yeah.
yeah, Mystique, don't think you're getting away from this either. Mystique, not only have you grown as an even more confident co-host to this podcast, because I've actively seen it from like those early episodes that I was in with Podge to
Yes.
now, you not only have adapted your style and how you present yourself, but there is a certain air to how you present yourself that shows the effort and time and care that you put into doing what you do. And that's not to excuse the fact that at the very start, right out the fucking gate, you are a well of knowledge
Yes.
and
Yes.
insight and
Yes.
such thought-provoking concepts, and just you're such an intelligent, beautiful, wonderful soul. And you, as the two of you as a unit, make this into such a wonderful experience, and you as a unit make it such a lovely time. And Mystique, I learn so much when I'm around you, whether it's from talking about your experiences to educational sources that I didn't even know were a thing. So thank you, both of you, for the amazing work that you put in to make this happen, and I cannot wait till episode 100.
There was never
Yeah.
a doubt when I started this that Mystique was going to be part of it. Like, first as a guest for the first couple of episodes to get it off the ground, and eventually as a co-host. So, thank you, Mystique.
I'm not making any noises because I'm
The
feeling
well-earned
quite
spot.
teary, but like I feel so loved.
earned
And
this.
thank you. And yeah, meeting Atra, getting to actually meet Atra, is one of the highlights of my year and my VTubing career. It was a bit of a journey. It ended up taking 36 hours, I calculated, because I got stuck in Boston for 27 of them.
Oh my
And
god.
I was DMing Atra the entire time, and like in the end, I was going to be stuck there overnight. It was freezing cold, and he got me a hotel room because I was like, okay, I have a stale muffin from Dunkin' Donuts. They won't let me back to where the restaurants are. I found a 2-seat bench between a dustbin and a plant pot, and I have to wait until like 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and it's like 8 p.m. now. Oh, well, and he got me a hotel room and was like, okay, we just need to get you there. And like, I would have had to spend a very uncomfortable night if it hadn't been for him. And I was terrified because, again, I have so little self-confidence that, like, when he met me, he wasn't going to like me very much because of how ugly I perceived myself to be. And, like, he arrived and I just, like, yeah, became besties all over again because he is incredible. Like, he walked in and I was like, first of all, you're hot as fuck. Second of all, like, we just gave each other this good, like, huge bear hug for like a good 20 or 30 seconds, and it was the best feeling. And like, we got to spend 3 days together. It would have been 4, but you know, Boston.
Yeah.
The Boston incident.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's just how I was raised, to just be a decent person, honestly. But like,
yeah,
You'd be surprised how uncommon that is that people hold to their
Yes, there's so many assholes out there. Goddamn.
and we
There's a reason
sat in
we
a
say
bar.
You're so comfy, Atra.
We sat in a bar and played board games with each other for 5 hours, and it was just like the best time. So he is incredible off screen. Like, he is as incredible off screen as he is in real life on screen.
Thank you.
What was I saying? I'm emotional. There's water in my thoughts.
I think sort
Yeah,
of
he's great, like, in all the places.
Sort of to bring us home, to answer this question from Marshmallow, I'm curious, how does one know what makes you a good person? I think you need to approach people without... You have to put aside your ego and what you want from people, and just be decent to everybody, regardless of what they can do for you. Because when you do that, people will naturally want to be around you and to be a part of what you do. And that's going to serve you well, because if you have ulterior motives and try to use people, it's always going to come back on you.
Time will tell.
Time
Yeah.
will tell.
If you view interactions with others as transactional,
Yes.
you need to fix that line of thinking.
Absolutely.
You need
Yeah.
to think a little bit more about how you're treating people if that's how you're thinking.
Yeah.
And also, people can tell.
Yes.
Like, it won't be hidden for long.
And nobody is perfect. Like, we all fuck up, we all have flaws, we all have, you know, inconsistencies and do bad things sometimes, but like I think in general you I hope I'm a good judge of character. I like to think I'm a good judge of character. Like,
Same. Yeah.
everybody sitting here is a pretty good beam.
Yeah.
I don't know, that mouse seems
I
alright, I
agree.
guess.
So I don't know.
Raina, you are an incredible, warm, loving,
Yes.
comfortable person that, like, I felt a connection with you immediately, and everybody else here has felt the same.
This is
I was like, Raina,
exactly
adopt
how
me.
I would have wanted my podcast to go, to have these 3 here
Yeah.
at the end of 50 episodes, having been my regular guests. Like, what a fucking honor, honestly.
Mm-hmm. To be a
Wait,
good person,
before you wrap
just...
things up.
Yeah.
I can sense you're trying to, but don't do it yet. I did something in
Hold.
VTuber style fashion.
Aw?
I made you both an award to put on your little podium.
That's
Oh my god!
So,
Oh, that's amazing!
in honor of your 50th episode, I have little awards for best host and best hostess.
Oh my
and-
god, I love it!
Atra can do the heavy
Absolutely, this
lifting in putting it on the podium.
Usually,
work. Hold on.
Suzy, did you
usually
fill
I'm
them
just
with
like,
coom?
hey.
Did you fill them with coom first, or is that happening later?
Oh,
I
god,
think
it
that's
smells
happening
so bad.
later.
Oh.
Oh,
They're pre-filled and then trying to
they're
write on the bottom
empty.
like, don't spill, don't spill.
So just
Yeah,
to
usually I'm-
commemorate this moment in your guys' podcast history. I feel like
Thank
this
you.
is a little thing for us to give you as
Thank
your
you,
guest.
Suzy.
Very
I love it.
Cute.
So
Mine smells amazing.
adorable tell.
they say best host and
Snip up.
best hostess. It's really small. We can't really see it.
I love it.
Well,
That's wonderful.
before we start to wrap things up, I want to give our lovely guests a chance to do some plugs and tell us what they've got coming up and what they've got going on, starting with Suzy.
Well, you can't see me live anywhere except for here right now. So I do have the Funsley. The Funsley has posts though. And also I just hit 10.9 million views on my Pornhub. So
Yes.
I
Fucking
will
snaps
be
of respect.
posting there regularly if you want to partake in the fun stuff.
Oh, you play Slime Rancher too.
I do. If you play
Oh my
that, I will play the
God,
fuck out of it
yes.
with you.
Yes, I have over 500 hours in Slime Rancher.
I don't have that
1.
many, but I love it.
Holy.
I haven't. I've never played it.
I've recently
Oh,
It's
found out
you
that
amazing.
I
should,
have-
there's a multiplayer. There's a I think there's like a mod that you
Oh,
can
have
do
they got
to
the
add
multiplayer now?
No. It's
We
like
must
a
play
mod.
together
It's a
sometimes.
mod. Yeah. I'd be so down. I love mod.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I've recently found out that Susan and I have basically the same taste in games. Like,
yeah.
I thought was
After that,
impossible.
I have copy paste. I'm so sorry.
As I'm like
You live
showing
such a
her
tortured
Suzy on a
life.
map, like my transit lines on a city. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we spent like 30 minutes talking about Transit Fever 3.
It's like, hey, chat, you wonder what lewdtubers talk about in their downtime? It's transit lines.
Oh
And City Skylines 2. What the best way to zone your fucking neighborhoods? Ugh.
Affordable downtowns and like socialist housing policy. Me and Suzy, basically.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, I told him
So
how I
good.
redid my city like 3 times so I can make it a socialist paradise.
That's
I was
amazing.
paying people to
I
live
do,
there.
I do
I
that
move
with my
there.
Sims. But I also have Wicked Whims installed, so I basically use it as like a porn simulator.
I mean,
Ah,
I'm not gonna
fair.
say that I don't do that, but
Yeah. I have so many Wicked Whims mods installed.
I love Wicked Whims.
Well, thank you so very much, Suzy. You are an icon, an inspiration to so
Mhm.
many, and you have deserved your success and so much more. I adore you.
Thanks. Oh my god. I adore you guys. I adore everybody here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is just awesome.
You work hella hard.
You do.
I'm
You
taking
really
a
do.
break
Amazing.
this month. I took a whole break, a whole
Good.
ass break in April. Y'all didn't
You
see
freaking
me.
deserve one.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Jesus.
You guys all gave me a lot to think about vis-a-vis the leaderboard thing, if I'm being honest. So that's really been
Mhm.
helpful like discussion to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Podge, you're up next.
Yeah, I usually do ASMR every Tuesday and Thursday here on Twitch. Wednesdays we mix it up a bit. We're doing a lot of collabs where I draw other VTubers as goblins, and we just shoot
Amazing.
the shit, and it's really fun. It's an excuse to draw thick goblins mostly. And then once a week, usually Fridays or Saturdays, I'm on Fansly. This month, though, May 30th through to the 31st, I'm doing a 12-hour Fansly stream to fundraise because we're trying to get my husband here to Canada. We're trying to get the paperwork done for immigration. It's gonna cost about $8,000
Oh,
Canadian
really?
to get him here.
my
So
God.
I'm doing a 12-hour pet play stream. I'll be your little meow
Damn.
meow, and yeah, we'll
We get to
cuddle and stuff.
banish
Make
them
him
to
can-
Canada.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
down for
trying
that.
to make Getting Canadian. This is my fundraiser to make Getting Canadian. I have to
Yeah.
bathe him in- baptize him in maple syrup, and it's a very expensive endeavor. So please, if you
Get
want to
the
help
hell
out,
out.
Blame
Do that, don't you know?
Oh my God.
Wow,
I
he
have
says
had
sorry. Look at him; he's doing so well.
I've had South Park songs in my
Sorry.
head for the last 2 weeks. I cannot.
I'm so sorry.
We have to dip his arms in the ceremonial pudding. We got that from
Poutine.
England
Poutine,
in
yeah.
the poutine. He's had poutine. He's had
Poutine
poutine.
from
He's
York
being
fries.
indoctrinated slowly.
Poutine's
Yeah,
already
um,
in.
Take a cheese curd, gently make the symbol on his forehead.
Yeah.
Like
I saw
Lion
y'all
King
getting
style,
dental
just smear it
care, and that
across the
makes me wanna
forehead.
move there,
We're getting
so-
dental at the end of the month. I cannot wait to have someone get all up in my mouth hole.
Oh hell yeah.
Because, oh shit. Yeah, we got that universal healthcare and dental, baby.
I might come to
So-
Canada too.
Yeah,
If
I might,
you,
I might
uh,
live in Susie's like house, like on the foot of
Fair,
the bed.
fair.
You're coming to, you're moving to Canada and through my house.
underground fucking transfer of VTubers we like.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to help support, that's starting May 30th, and we're gonna try to go for 12 hours and see how it goes.
Fuck yeah, Podge.
Yeah,
got
Fuzzy
this.
was like,
yeah.
I am happy to make a hype house, but you're not allowed to divorce me to marry Atra to get
Oh
him
my
over
god,
to
a
the,
VTuber
to
hype
the
house would
UK.
be insane.
Lewdtuber Hype
my-
House.
Nah, it's gotta be one of those like nested communities where it's like everyone's got like a massive plot of land, but we're
Yeah.
all like tiny
Yeah.
houses on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love
we can't
that,
be too close
honestly.
to each other.
Basically
we have to have
Stardew
a-
Valley.
Shared garden and stuff.
Yes.
Straight up though, straight
Oh
up
my
Stardew
God.
knew what to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like one of those tiny
The
house villages,
VTubers.
I'd be so in.
Yeah.
They yearn for the fields.
Me too. Let us home
We're out here
instead.
wishing for VTuber Valley, all right? It's just how
To
we are.
till
We're all
the
trash
land.
in some way.
Podge, there's not enough like wonderful things I can say about you. Like, you
Don't
are,
say them. Stop. You're gonna make me cry.
You are an icon, a just wonderful person, and like it has just been a fantastic honor to know you and to have you be a part of this thing. You are destined
you
for
are the-
greatness.
You are amazing and inspirational. And you are also the reason my husband embraced his identity as a goblin. That was you.
Love it.
Aww. I didn't know that. What the heck? That makes me so happy.
He's got a little persona. He's had like art done. His little PNG tuber. It's all
That's
like
so
he.
cute.
It is him.
My brother in
That's
Goblin.
wonderful.
Well,
My
that-
brother in Goblin.
He's been on this
Murder
podcast as the
cookies.
Goblin, episode
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
47.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Join
See?
us. One of us.
Actually, Mystique, your reach is far and wide.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look what you do.
Making me. I'm gonna go to bed crying tonight, but it's gonna be happy tears.
Good tears.
It's been such an amazing love fest. Like
It's
we've
the
just
good cry.
I needed
Yeah.
this. This is great. I love
Yeah.
it.
We need
Love
some
that.
VTuber positivity. This
We
we're
do.
starting
Oh,
May.
yeah, we do.
We're starting May with VTuber positivity.
Absolutely.
Please,
and
we
like
need
after
it.
the way
actual
April was,
fucking
I fucking
positivity,
needed
not
this.
like the shallow
Yeah.
bullshit they do on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
for
Not like
real,
toxic positivity,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like regular, you know? Like
Mhm.
Just
shit can be
regular.
bad, but we can like
Just-
keep going.
but just talking to each other like humans. Yeah, that kind of
Yes.
positivity.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Raina,
But yeah,
what
thank you
about
for having me.
Well, I actually just recently wrapped up a little event thingy to help fund the last of my re-debut for that's going to be coming up. I am going to do for my 3-year anniversary as a full-time content creator. I'm going to be re-debuting with Raina 2.0. We're actually going to be starting her off with a outfit I have never released in model form. It's only ever been in
wow.
PNG. Mama Mouse
I'm
will be coming at
excited.
you and fully on schmoovin', and I'm really excited. A lot of work is getting put into the background, so if I seem quiet or I seem a little tired, bear with me. So much stuff is happening in the background. I'm in so
Takes
many
so
art
much for
meetings.
that shit.
I'm so excited for you.
It
though.
really does. But like I'm getting like new backgrounds for 2 different scenes. I'm getting an entirely new model alongside a bunch of new outfits, new toggles. Actually, straight up like Podge and a couple of others were inspirations. I'm getting slightly more mobile legs. I'll be able to move them into different positions.
Ooh.
I'm not
That's
going to
so
be stuck in
cool.
standing. So Atra, when it's done, I'll actually be able to sit on this couch.
Amazing.
Yes.
Woo! But yeah,
Sit
no, so massive thank you to the amazing people, both from my community as well as the ones that came in from others that helped make this a possibility, because others also know I had a lot of IRL stuff because I'm also my mom's primary caregiver, so things were really, really stressful. And everyone was incredibly nice and wonderful and supportive, and I cannot thank you enough for making this a reality. So if you're interested in seeing updated Mousy, keep an eye out. End of August, beginning of September. Full revamp of both sides of my content, because believe it or you better believe I have some content that toggles that are going to be exclusively for the other side.
Ooh,
Yummy.
amazing.
Me
I'm
when
maybe
I'm like
working on that rigging
90%.
already.
90% of my rigging budget was for the sus toggle.
Straight up, it's so
Feel
real.
that,
It's so real,
that.
though.
Trying to get my penis rigged, like I get it.
It's gotta get that full-on level boing.
Schwang.
Boing, boing, boing.
Yeah.
That is one good thing about Warudo, is that you can like just drop pose files and anim files in and make your
Yeah.
model do them.
Yeah.
God, that must be
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah. One day
Hell
I'll
yeah.
even use them.
I just put Putty in the art mines, and I'm like, please to make me parts.
But yeah, I've been a fan of Reina from long before I even wanted to be like a YouTuber, a content creator. They have been inspiration to me in so many, many ways, and to actually bring Reina onto something that I've created has been something that's been a goal of mine. So
Stop.
Thank you from the bottom of my
heart.
yeah.
Thank you. This has
I'm
been
like
an amazing
downloading
opportunity.
this episode so I can play it to myself when I'm feeling sad. Like
Sad.
the amount of love and
That's
positivity.
such a feel good. I've been smiling this whole episode,
Yeah.
like
My
from
face
ear to
hurts from
ear.
how much I've been
yeah,
smiling.
Yeah, like my
honestly.
cheeks hurt.
I got like the Barbie cheek pain going on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And last but not least, Lady Mystique, tell me what you got going on.
Hey everyone, I am Lady Mystique, aka Best Hostess, aka That Pink Bitch. I am on Twitch and Fansly, mostly on Fansly. I have a bunch of free stuff, like a lot of free stuff, and free previews on everything. So if you enjoy lewd content, if you're aroused by sound particularly, yeah, mosey on over. You can find all of my links at ladymystique.tv. And thank you for having me on for this journey, Atra.
What was that?
I didn't even press anything. Maybe someone followed or
Star,
something.
baby.
Yeah, I was playing around with like throwables, but someone
was
must have
perfect
done
timing.
something.
It was good.
Amazing.
That was so perfect. That was so good.
It's like I said,
Oh,
and
God.
y'all will see in a few minutes. Lady Mystique has been here from the very beginning. They've been an inspiration, a wealth of knowledge, and a partner that has helped immensely with the creation and conceptualization and execution of this podcast, and I could not have done it without them. So thank you very much, Mystique.
Thank you, and thank you, Atra. Thank you for bringing me along on this ride.
Absolutely.
Like working on this together has been a dream,
I'm glad.
and yeah, thank you
Ever
for
since you
thank
told
you
me
for
that you
letting
had a
me.
background in sexology, I just knew that you had to be in this. You know, so
And I'm glad I can do something useful and helpful for people. That makes me feel really good.
good. Yeah, applying all the knowledge you've got and such. So very important. Thank you so very much. And I've been your host, Atramentum _X, variety streamer and lewdtuber. You can find all my links at atramentum.inc. I just want to say, honestly, thank you very much for listening to 50 episodes. I'm going to shout out our guests who have been on for more than 4 episodes. Thank you, Arigomu, 4 episodes. Maito, VT, VA, 4 episodes. Mrs. Mummy, 4 episodes. Podgekinn, 5 episodes. Suzy Q, 5 episodes. Taze Tea House, 5 episodes and 1 guest appearance, a guest hosting appearance. Lady Mystique, 6 episodes guest appearance, as well as hosting very many episodes, more countless than you can imagine. And Reina with 6 appearances on the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing
iPhone
us
just
back.
died.
This will be a little
It's
surprise.
just- There's too much
I'm a
wholesomeness.
Angie now.
It's fried
I'm
the
a
battery.
Angie now.
The podcast will actually be going on hiatus for the next month or so, as it is National API Month, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And after this podcast, will be launching a 5-episode podcast series separate from this podcast series about Asian identity and all things that like
Let's
matter
go.
to Asian Americans. And we actually may be touching on sex work as well and how it affects Asian American communities. So look forward to that. It'll be dropping soon. And yeah, when we come back on in June, in earnest, we will be talking quite a bit and continuing the good work of doing the depths. Thank you again very
Yes.
much, chat. Before I leave you, I will be playing a video, a retrospective on the depths from day 1 through today. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
We're gonna have to unmute the stream so we can hear it. I don't think it has sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
To at a young age, like how they
Let's
view
do
sex as an act of power, domination, as intimidating without any sort of intimacy.
Terrifying. The word of the phrase. It's terrifying. And even if a person has mental disorders or whatever reasoning behind what their behaviors are, it's an explanation. It's not an excuse.
Like when you show that a friend is publicly valuable to you all the time, or that sort of thing, it can create all these different social politics between your other friends.
Like you shouldn't have to perform your dominance at all times in order to be considered or respected as a dom.
Me, sure, cool, whatever, that's fine. That helps my self-confidence. Like getting that spicy art. I'm like, ooh, have like a goal. It's like I got a 6-pack in this picture. It makes me want to like aim towards being healthier to where I could potentially get a 6-pack like that.
I do have a strap that I wrap around my chest. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was. And now she's single. She lost all 5 boyfriends.
Damn.
People just like to ask, when is it going to be next? When is it going to be me? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know you.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, tie up my hands. I'm like, no, you're not experienced for this enough.
Never understand why people are like in my DMs and the first thing they say to me is like, let me tell you what I got on my BDSM test score. And it's like, first of all, that test is shit. Second of all, why are you talking to me?
Do your families and friends know about your being poly?
I'm a tsundere, so like if I like you, I'm going to be mean to you.
They don't want my whore money.
This is the moment I'm canceled, everyone. Now it's been nice knowing you all.
And to be fair, there is a very real pipeline between growing up Catholic and then moving on to paganism.
Don't use Vaseline.
Don't.
Unless you're like a gay 80-year-old geriatric.
And it's like, damn, all right, I'm glad you're enjoying the content, but like you're really outing yourself right now.
Welcome everybody
we're
to
live.
this episode. Damn it, Mystique.
No, I love words. They're my favorite.
Yeah, I use them every day.
I'm just like, I have now turned into a phallic pencil holder.
Or is the model going to work with them on that? Or is the fan club going to completely forget the model is there with a toy and just play fucking Rocket League, which happened multiple times? Which it was really interesting. It was like, because people actually had a problem dividing their attention between the sexual context of the model and their vibrator and the fact that Rocket League was being played.
There was a guy with pictures of his dick and he was handing them out to people, just everybody, just fistfuls, and they were like,
Please shake things up a little. Like, I love dick pics, I do. But you gotta learn how to take a nice dick pic. Like, please don't take a dick pic that's just like from the top. Like, what am I looking at?
So when you say from the top, you mean like head down or
yeah,
shaft
yeah.
up or
No, like from the head down. Like, so it's just the head, and I'm like, well, where is it?
Only
it's like I'm staring into the abyss.
Just the tip?
The Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, I've literally received that. Yeah, it's an Eye of Sauron. Yeah.
I have Sauron.
You can see inside. Is that what you wanted?
Don't do that.
Like,
that's a medical picture.
Artful. Yeah. That's kind of how it feels.
What's his dick like? Like a baby's arm holding a Palantir.